Yo, what is going on, you guys? Shit, can you guys hear me? God damn, I can't see a fucking thing in these things. My God, man, Solana season out here, man. It's altcoin season right now. It's buying time, baby. Whew. I'm gonna take these off. I can't even see the comments. Oh my God. Yes, Latecoin Moses, as always, of course. Yes, bask in the greatness. What's going on? Pit Viper. Oh, there we go. Flames. There we go. These Pit Vipers are sick, dude. So I got two pairs. This is my bear market pair right here with the cheetah print in the back. Look at that. Right, and then I got my green pair when the markets are green and stuff too. Quick right to see prices down. You wish. Oh, funny. Yeah, I saw the Pulse news and stuff. Yeah, it's gone from 14 days to 17 days. I still believe it's going to launch on the 14th, and then with the added 17 days, that'll pretty much end it at the end of the month. Let me look at the days of the month. So currently, the month ends at 31. So if you added 14 plus 17, yeah, it'll end on the 31st. If Richard's trying to end it, having the last day of the sacrifice chamber on EIP 1559, then pretty much it's launching on the 21st. So it's either the 14th or the 21st, all the way. All the fucking way. And yeah, not really surprised with a lot of the kind of metrics. You still don't know all. I mean, like I kind of get like I thought the bonuses were going to be a little bit better. It looks like basically if you're the head of the class in terms of the most money put up, for each day or whatever, you basically get like a 2.5x in terms of points. So every dollar gives you 10,000 points. And it kind of goes like this. So every person, the guy in the front gets the 2.5x on his points. And then the next guy gets a little bit less, and it just goes in order in terms of just like how big your USDC cock is. Has my strategy changed? Absolutely not. No, it's still the same. It's pretty much the same. You still have your volume phase, and then you have the rest of the leftover days. The first days are pretty much the price isn't moving, and then afterwards the price will start going up. It's just oh, my buddy's in here. Let me put him up here in a minute. Let's see. No. Yo, what's up, Whales Only?
What's going on, homie? How you doing, brother?
Doing good, dude. I thought you'd be the perfect guest. We're trying to get all these hex shenanigans. This bullshit.
Yeah, this is emergency session, right? Because it came out of nowhere.
I know.
Nowhere.
I literally thought he wasn't going to post anything until the day of. Like, it was going to be, hey, he's going to be like, Hexagons, you have 3 hours before it launches. Here's the information. Like, what? That's literally that's the Richard Hart sort of shit to do. Like, he's like, oh yeah, by the way, it launches in about 4 hours. Have fun.
Yep. Yeah, not what he did. Not what he did.
So that's kind of cool to know. It's a lot more. It's a lot more. It's a lot less cutthroat as I thought it was. Honestly, the only thing I've been really surprised about was that the 1-for-1. I know you Whales. You were one of the first people that really said it was going to be a 1-for-1 for ETH for Pulse. I personally thought, I really thought that the Pulse to ETH was going to be something like 40, maybe 60 for 1 ETH or something like that. That's what because obviously I thought 100 was going to be the maximum, because if you gave one for every 1 Ethereum, you got 10,000 Pulse. Right. That'd be 1-for-1. That's too fucking much. You give too much power to Whales.
Yeah. That's why he did that. Yeah.
Right. So even 1,000 to 1 would be too much. So I thought maybe 100 to 50, 100 Pulse per ETH, because that would basically give you a 1% to 0.5% of your of where you are in terms of the supply of Ethereum. Right. Yeah, I thought that one might be okay. You know, I thought maybe 50. If 100, if they didn't feel generous with 100, I thought 50 might be good, because that'd be 25% of a percent. You know.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, it makes sense, right? But that's why I figured. Well, I think he also said it too. I'm pretty sure he said it because I'm not that smart, but I'm pretty sure he said it because I got that from somewhere. But that was his thing. Like he was very adamant about not about making sure that the whales in the ETH system didn't just crush everything that he's trying to accomplish, right? And that's like what it's all about. So it's about making it a level playing field, and if you give it all to the whales, right, then we
Yeah.
back at square one. So
Right. Right. No. No. Definitely. Let me close some tabs real quick. God damn.
you
Jesus.
good. I usually keep like 100 tabs open too, so I already know.
Yeah. It's kind of surprising. I mean, maybe later we'll mention because Johnny No Good actually has a really good comment right here. Like, I have at least 6 friends wondering how to do a poor man's a version of sacrificing for Pulse.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough for those with small bags, but
Yeah.
at least you're gonna get some pulse.
So actually, there's something mean Wales were talking about, off air and stuff. When it came down to it, basically you're really incentivized, especially if you're a small bag, not to have have a bunch of wallets. You basically have to have everything on one wallet to get them to make sure you're kind of the first in the queue. So you're kind of puffed up in what, like, obviously there's some whales in Hex and there's some people that just have multiple wallets where they can afford to have multiples. And they still do. You still take a bit of an L in terms of coins. I'm kind of guessing if you have multiple coins, you probably over time you're probably reducing your pulse position by probably 15 to 20%. Probably because not having it all in one. But some people have their hex stakes separated on multiple wallets, so that either way they have to do it anyway. They're kind of fucked on that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was the most interesting thing about everything that I got from what was on the draft, right? Because it's still a draft apparently, so be wary of cementing anything, right? Because you don't know how things can change. But sorry,
that's okay.
The most important thing that stood out was how he wrote, well, that address is going to be accounted, right? Like independently, like each address is going to be counted independently. So that's when you look at the way everything else is laid out, then that's how you know that you need to put your bullets all in one gun and not try to diversify your wallets.
Right. And I think maybe the reason they did that is so they could tell who's who, how many actual people are in, where, like, I know in Hex, in the beginning, there was a lot of people making multiple wallets, and you actually had there's a point in time when you had a lot of sharks turn into like a ton of dolphins wallets and stuff like that. So, like, I actually think that if you look at Hex right now in terms of the dolphins to the sharks, probably divide that by 2 real people.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not as many people as you think it is. The squids is actual real, like, legitimately squids and turtles are real people. For them, there's no bots. I mean,
yeah. Because I mean, who was breaking down $1,000 back in the day, right?
Right. Because anyone that was really long time ago, they probably even if you didn't have that much money, you still could have got like 1,000 or 500, like, for the most part, up until like 5 months into Hex, you still could have got into it. You still could have got that, and then I think it was around 7 months in when it started getting hard. It started getting a little bit. You still could do it. You can still do it really easily, but it's like it took a little commitment, basically. And then after that
was already by June. So the May pump had already happened. The April May pumps had already happened. So it was already like 0.5% category already at that time frame.
Yeah, the full list hasn't the full list hasn't been released just yet. That'll probably be closer to the day. If you have all your RC20 tokens on a Trezor, do you still get the airdrop? Yeah, you do.
Yeah, because it's by the sacrifice address. So if you're using the address that's on that Trezor to make a sacrifice, then it's going to count for that.
Yeah, so that's perfectly fine. I fully recommend a Trezor, but if you have a smaller amount and you just have a MetaMask, that's perfectly fine. A MetaMask is fine. Just obviously just do your safety stuff. Eventually, do get a Trezor and link your accounts to protect your stuff. But I fucking hate NanoS. I always do. Something about NanoS always kind of fucked I didn't like it, and time has proven me right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of anything centralized. Like, I got the right mind to like create my own wallet or whatever, because I just don't like a lot of the wallets and how they're built, and I don't really feel like they take advantage of a lot of the technology that's available. because they really try to keep you tied to like the internet. You know what
Right.
I mean? And there's ways to go about setting up things that you're not actually doing everything like. So MetaMask, right?
Yeah.
Everything through the browser. You could literally create a switch and disconnect it from the internet. Why don't they do that?
Right. And they're starting to sort of do some. The first thing I've ever seen MetaMask starting to do is like renaming some of the stuff to like, instead of seed phrase, super secret password. You should not tell people. Like, that's literally what like you saw that shit up there.
Yeah, I saw a little pop up. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I was like, okay. I guess they're starting to see what the problem is here.
Super duper no go.
Yeah, it was funny. That was funny.
So there probably there should be a kill switch. Like there should be a kill switch so that like this is some safety stuff you could do with like a MetaMask is like connected websites. Just hit the trash can on when
there's
you hit
a website for that actually. I think it's
Right.
revoke.cash. Let me check.
Yeah, please, you throw it in the chat. Yeah, I've been doing it manually like a grandpa for all these years.
Yeah, let me make sure this is the one. I'm pretty sure this is the site.
EatLift program. Oh, shout out to EatLift program, man.
Yep.
MetaMask has some updates coming. Cool.
So
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually at let's see.
Let's break 9 cents.
There we go. 8 point. I mean, it's interesting because there's so many people with liquid balances out there that are sizable. But the thing about it is like the market just doesn't care. Like this thing just trades like a beast, man.
Yeah, it goes down tops 1.5 cents at most, and then gets bought up, and then goes back up. It's right now like Hex ain't going down right now. Once we really get deep into it, then sure there could be some stuff that could happen. What up, Motley? But
Motley.
Yeah, I mean anyone that's taken the course already knows what I've been talking about when it comes to Pulse and stuff in terms of like what I think is going to happen on certain days. But there's still could like you even on days where there could be a crash, there could be a huge rebound and crash back. Like there's just so much like it's so interesting now. Like 3 extra days for the sacrifice chamber is like that's a lot of Hex getting off the market with those 3 extra days. It's millions and millions of Hex.
I was thinking like my initial thought was like, okay, so you need all your bullets in one gun, check. But now I'm like really thinking this is a long time for people to sacrifice coins. So what like you got to definitely think day 3 or at least not day 1. But if everybody's thinking the same, what are you going to do? Right. So you're everybody's going to kind of be like, well, what the fuck? Because nobody's going to want to go day 1.
Yeah, I'm still gonna throw some day 1. I mean, I'm I'm gonna play. I play, but I have a strategy for it. Like there's basically like I'll say this out. Like basically half of the coins I'm gonna sacrifice are between the first 3 days. I think there's actually going to be. I personally think there's going to be some price appreciation in the Hex price for the rest of the days as well. Because what's going to happen is the market dynamics change. All the people, like all the whales, are going to want to put on the first 3 days.
Yep.
They're going to like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then from there, you just have a bunch of normal people. And then
let's talk about that because the whales are actually the only group that are incentivized to go in day 1.
Right.
Because nobody else is going to really achieve the max rewards. Right, because their address isn't gonna stand out in the pool, and in order to reach those maximum number of bonus points, you need to be sizable in the pool. You need to stand out. So that means that you're not gonna get the 2.5x on your dollar value based on your wallet size if you don't stand out in that pool. So it could be beneficial for folks to wait. Because Hex could do a 2.5x. It easily does 5x's.
The bonuses are not as big as I thought they were. Because like I was surprised that they didn't go with because I was somebody's talking about this in the chats, in the Pulse chain chats, talking about podium prizes. So I was thinking maybe the top 10 in like there's a podium, there's the 1, 2, 3, like 1, 2, 3 place 1, 2, 3, and then some other ones, right? So where the top 3 whales would be fighting against each other, trying to get those top spots because it was so much more extra Hex on top of the bonuses. Like it could have been the top 3 spots get a decent amount, and then the 4 to 10s also get quite a lot. But it's something like, obviously it's like you don't want, like, there's a way to kind of put it down there, but like what you basically want is the whales to fucking like ape in all their hex, to get all that hex out of their hands.
Yeah, I get that. You know, it's funny. When we first started talking about game theory and whatnot, one of my ideas was, well, we can give, you know, X type of bonus to whales, right? But what we could do or could have done is scale down the rewards for, because what I was thinking, like, take 10%. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something like take 10% or 5% of whatever. Or no, it was take 10%, split the 10% into 5% for the whales, or something like that, and then you would take like the remaining 5%. Oh no, 5% for, what the hell was I thinking? Let's forget the other 5%.
Right.
The main 5% was going to be split like 3% amongst the bottom, and then like the 2% amongst the top, right? And the tops would be like whales to whatever comes under whales, and then dolphins, and then below would divide that 3%. Right, like that's what I was thinking, because then that's like a sliding scale in terms of rewards, right? But what's interesting is that I think the reason that he went with the small bonuses is because he probably doesn't see, and maybe he's underestimating, and by he I mean Richard, maybe he doesn't see the market jumping in the first 17 days to the tune of achieving that 10,000x in terms of supply. So maybe that's why he didn't really go gun-ho with the rewards. You know what I mean? Because you still have to achieve that 10,000x supply that he's trying to attain.
Right. So it kind of helps. Basically, it really helps anybody who, like, it's actually in your bench. Even I mean, I don't want to, like, I mean, it's even worth even probably throwing $100 into the sacrifice chamber or the because on that rebasing up, you'll get a lot more coins than you would have got anyway.
Oh,
if it didn't have that rebase, because it's if let's just say it's undersubscribed. So okay, just to let you guys know, so if not enough people buy in, where there's 10,000 X more.
I didn't break it down. My bad.
Yeah, the 10,000 X supply. So let's just say, as an example in dollars, let's just say they need $100 million to have the supply be 10,000 times bigger than Ethereum. So, but let's just say there's 50 million. What will happen is you'll just get double your coins as a bonus, because they'll inflate it up to 10, because they want the total supply of Pulse Chain to be 10,000 times larger than the current supply of Ethereum. So it'll be probably somewhere between 1.5 to 1.7 trillion Pulse tokens.
Man, that shit is gonna be so gangster.
Yeah.
We're gonna be so early once again, and man, that's just gonna be phenomenal.
Well, have fun, Zayden. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but I don't know. I mean, what do you? I mean, off this information and stuff, are you changing anything to your strategy? Are you putting in?
You know, it's funny because I didn't really have one. I was really waiting until the details came out to actually be like, all right, well, this is my strategy. So now that I have one, or now that we know what the details are, what I'm thinking is day 1, day 3, half, and then letting it rock after that for a little while just to see what happens, because I'm pretty confident we're going to have a nice price pump
somewhere
during the sack phase.
Yeah.
So,
shit, man.
Yeah, maybe 25% day 1, 25% day 3, and then the remaining 50%, we'll see. Like, it's hard to say, but I would suggest people leave some for the just in case.
Yeah, but also remember, you guys always leave some liquid hex in your fucking bag. Don't ape all your hex into Pulse Chain, which is like, I've been hearing people like, I'm aping everything. Well, if you can live with that, but then you got to also remember is that there's a supply constriction event in the hex supply. So the price is going to eventually. So it's like here we go, Miguel, but like a teeter totter, right? If you end up having all the liquid hex thrown into Pulse, what's going to happen is that probably the price of hex is going to start. It's very easy to pump the price of hex up.
Yeah.
And when that when that shoots up, eventually it'll get so fucking tempting that people. Oh, someone's calling me. Jesus Christ. So, what'll happen is eventually what's going to happen is that the price of hex will go up so much that eventually people are going to start emergency unstaking their hex, and then they'll sell down the price, crash it, and then rebalance itself. That'll get bought up, and then you start trending up. But the emergency unstakes are probably never, because people are going to start emergency unstaking right now. As soon as it starts getting in the FOMO, this is the problem. This is kind of the beautiful part of the sacrifice chamber is tons of people are going to emergency unstake.
Yeah, they are.
And because they're going to get greedy as fuck, because it's like, oh my God, 10 cents, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we get a lot of sales just because of that. I mean, we saw, so for a lot of June, we saw emergency unstakes because of the price, a ton of them. So yeah, that's a fact, bro. Completely agree there, because we've already seen it, and people are going to continue to do it. They literally have no incentive not to, right? Because the gains are so crazy that they're just going to do it regardless.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, like Richard's strategy, he said just having a little piece of everything. It's probably the right strategy.
Yeah, okay. Let me make sure I get this right. What was the split? He said,
like
1/3 hex, 2/3
each. Yeah, I think he said one third each. I think I remember
what's the other third?
So it's like, you know, p hex, hex.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry, I just think of p hex and e hex as all hex. It's all the same to me. So that's why I'm like, what are you talking about?
That's another thing too, is that you also have to decide, and you also gotta decide whether you are even going to have any hex left over, because you may think you're gonna have the hex left over, you may not have the fucking hands not to ape it in. That's the problem. Is like that's what I'm telling you guys, to have that in fucking moon bag. I mean, what I've been kind of like telling people for my strategy is like half of my liquid bag is going in at different points during the sacrifice chamber. The other half is staying in my pocket. Like, you know, like I'm keeping that right there. So I have a nice hex bag, and then I can take some of that hex once Pulse launches, and then use that to buy some P hex, but also get my copy of Pulse hex as well. And then maybe take a little profit here and there to then rebuy back some more hex and stuff. That's that's the sort of thing. But I'm not gambling with the whole bag, which is like fucking crazy, because I've been hearing some fucking wild shit in the chats. The people,
I already know, bro. Because people they've been going gung ho since everything started. So I don't know.
I mean, but that's how you can win big, bro. I mean, it's a casino, man. If you're betting big and you hit the blackjack, I mean, you win. You know, but
no, I get it.
But you lose, but this is the sort of thing. Like, I think we were talking about this earlier about like people who only 555.
Yeah. I'm one of those guys. But here's the thing, right? Because I was thinking about that, and I always think about it because I know, like, for a lot of people, that shit is far fetched. Like, like a lot of people, like, you're crazy. I'm never gonna do that, and I get it. But this is the thing. I didn't come in on day one like a lot of guys, so I didn't have the opportunity to rack up on millions of hex and give myself a fat staking ladder and shit.
Yeah. I respect that, dude, because that's for real. That's a real shit. A lot of people don't talk about that.
Yeah, no, I mean it's reality, right? So I gotta, take advantage of the time that exists now to build up as much T-shares as possible for the long term, because we know some bad boys only go up in price. So you have to decide what your priority is. Right. So for me, my priority right now is making sure, because here's the thing, we know where hex is going. Pretty simple.
Right.
So whether it's 1,000 hex or 50,000 hex, you're good. If you got more than 4 figures of hex, you're good. And right now it's still cheap enough so that you can still stake 555, and probably not enough time will pass because we're still so gate kept that you can probably still acquire significant sums at the cheap. Like, I was around buying fucking XRP and XLM when they were costing 3-4 cents back in the day.
Yep.
Right? Like before the rip in 2017. And that's how I was doing it. And I was buying thousands. And back then, 7,000 of a coin, 10,000 of a coin was a lot, right? Like, that was a lot back then. Because nobody was on this unit bias game like they are now.
Right.
So millions of coins is a brand new thing. Like, Doge was the one thing that was its own thing that you could like have millions of coins in, and it didn't.
Right. It was so cheap back in the day. I mean,
yeah.
I can't remember what was the all-time high on it. I mean, it must have been like what 8 cents, I think, or something.
Oh, on Doge.
Yeah, it was 10 cents.
It was something small. It was maybe like 17, like max. Like it wasn't anything crazy.
I remember. Just talked about Doge for a second. I always knew something was going to happen with Doge because back in the day, I was still, not trading stocks, but I was always a buy and hold investor.
Mm-hmm.
And I was using Robinhood because obviously I don't want to get gypped on $7 fucking things. Or whatever.
Yeah, I get it.
So it's like, and especially if you're you don't got that much money. So I just to go to just one, like take a sideline on a sideline.
Yeah.
For something like a Robinhood, right? I've heard both the arguments of like if they're robbing you guys or selling your data out and shit, which I understand. But there is this whole point where like the person's too poor to even start. You can't start. That's the fucking that's like the worst thing about the whole thing is like if you don't have enough money to start, you basically have to get in something where you can build some equity up and then you can get the fuck out of here. And like that's what I really love. Like I love like I was kind of and I don't like what they did recently, but definitely what they do is amazing because especially for a lot of poor kids, that shit is insane. You like literally fucking $5. Like I remember when I got out of high school, I needed $25,000 to open a fucking account at fucking Fidelity.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
I know. Look, dude. Let me tell you my story, bro. So when I was in college. So I was in the military after high school, so I went to college as an adult, right?
Yeah.
So I learned about futures after I was already like in the finance side of things. I was already, as a Hispanic, you're gonna be exposed to Forex from day one of your fucking existence, right?
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah. So I've always been macro minded because of that, because it's it's what I've exposed to. So my first thing was always trading Forex. So that's where I actually started. I didn't actually start in stocks. So I learned stocks after I was already in college, and then after that I started trading that like everybody. You learn blah blah blah, and you get beat up and all that, and then later on, like probably because it took me like 8 years to get to college. It took me a while. Probably like 2-3 years after I started college is when I discovered futures. Like I was already a sophomore. I had taken a break and I had come back, and then I discovered futures, and that's when I became like a full-fledged fucking trader. Like you couldn't tell me shit. But here's the thing: I started with 7Gs and I made like 70 in 6 weeks. Oh, not crypto. Yeah, futures is another. Futures is where it's at in legacy finance, but you don't hear about that because they don't want you to make money.
Right.
See, futures and Forex is where it's at, but really futures because that's where you get the most bang for your buck, right? And that's what it's all about. That's why crypto is so powerful, because you can and this is why I see things the way I see them, because I already went through this shit. Everybody's over there trading stocks, twiddling their thumbs like some morons, and they're leaving all the money on the table in the futures market, and they don't even know it. But they think they're crushing it trading stocks, and they don't know any fucking better because they don't actually know shit. They just know what's put in front of them on fucking Robinhood and shit like that, honestly. Because they don't give you access to that shit. They give you easy access to stocks. Because that's where they get you. Because now you got many options. You got fractional reserve stocks. Like you can buy a fraction of a stock. Like they got,
which is kind of cool. That is cool, but it's not really serving the purpose.
But it's not. Yeah, it's not helping you, because all you're doing now is you're taking $10 and you're making 10% on $10. What the fuck are you doing with that? It's not. It's not helping you realize you need to amass a sizable bullet in order to actually shoot something from the cannon. You know what I mean? So that's like the biggest thing. You gotta actually come to the table with something. You can't and I've tried. Like it's doable with $500, right? Like you can start trading, because I've traded options on futures. Like that's what I've done. I never really been the person to trade stocks and stuff. Like I don't like that. I like leverage. So I'm fully aware of what risk taking is and like losing money. Like I know how to lose money, bro. Like I've done a lot of that. So as a futures trader, you have to learn how to lose, because the the probability skew of the market is always against you,
Right.
because you're thinking on a small scale because you don't know how to think as a trader. Like, unless you're thinking big picture like I am now, and I learned this over time, and I happen to find Hex at the same time where I'm making all these realizations, right? Like, could trade before, but it's not the same when you're realizing you have to trade position trades. Like, that's where the money is. The money is in buying and holding. It's not in trading in and out, because at the end of the day, you're ultimately, every trade that you make, you're trying to compound your money anyway. Right? Like, that's the net of every trade that you make, whether it's for 2 minutes or 2 decades. That's the end result. It's just a matter of how you go about minimizing the downside. That's what ultimately pumps your bags, because that's what determines where the end value is going to be, right, at the end of the race.
Right. And that's kind of what in a way, that's kind of what I do with my investment strategy, is like, once you have conviction in something, I go hard. And then once I have enough of that, and it gets to a point where, like, basically my dollars aren't really moving the needle anymore, then I kind of go and create another thing, but I don't sell off that position other than scraping a little off the top to then help me start something else.
Sure, that makes sense.
That's kind of what I do. But this is normally that would be that actually would be kind of a bad strategy in the equities market, because the money grows too slow. Here in crypto, it grows so fucking quickly. It's insane. You know, I've had like 3 or 4 instances where the positions became gigantic.
Right, I know what you mean.
It's like gigantic. Mm-hmm. So I'm a buy and hold investor. I not that I don't trade. I don't trade very often, but I do a couple swing trades and a couple I call ratio plays, like Kusama dot ratio plays and things like that. I mean, those kind of trades, you know, have netted me like 6 figures alone, just doing a simple little one asset to another. But it's the sort of thing too. You also want to be careful and be in the right jurisdiction where taxes aren't that much of a problem.
Yeah.
Like, so if like, I mean, right now we're still kind of in the Wild West, you know, obviously pay your taxes, you guys. But like,
you know, it's funny. That's one of the reasons I migrated to Future so hard, because they actually have the best tax treatment in the capital markets, believe it or not. And that was one of the reasons why it was so hard for me to stop trading futures. Like, I didn't become full crypto for a while. After, like, I was streaming and still trading futures. Like, I wasn't telling nobody that shit, but I was still slinging them shits, because you know, that's what you do. Like, it's hard to stop that. But, you know, at the end of the day, I had to really guide myself in the right direction. And the fact of the matter is you know, buying and holding is what makes you money. It's not the clicking. It's just not. It's really not.
Yeah, and like, but it's such a mindfuck to even say. Like, you're right about that. It's like this weird thing where, like, you have to be like a boring investor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like you're holding, like, it's sort of like this is gonna fuck it. it's like you're dating around a lot, looking for shit, and you find a girl, you wipe her up, but then you keep dating around and you're trying to wipe another one up. But still keep that one.
I know exactly what you mean, brother.
Yeah, it's a really fucked up sort of, like, it's not a fucked up mentality, but it's just the mentality you need to have, because like these markets are irrational, but you need to be sane and insane in an insane market. It's a crazy market where, like, it's irrational, it's emotional, and logical at the same time, which is like, what? What? like I have so many, like, this is the one thing that always bugged me about charting. Like, and I fucking I've got a lot of respect for people who can chart well. Like, Charlie and Wasabi are really good. Like, they can chart like a motherfucker. But like, a lot of other people are like kind of bullshit. And I found this a lot about with fundamental guys, as well as like dudes who do coding as well. There's so much fucking bullshit. Like, it's just like, and you know this because you're from the financial services, where it's all talk. Like, they overcomplicate things, right? Mm-hmm. So like, and they overcomplicate things so you don't know what you're doing. So they can charge you fees on that. Yes, and obviously, like right now, the crypto market, obviously you're paying for some services and people to help. Like, this market is complicated. Mm-hmm. Legitimately, that's kind of why I think the words are more simplistic in crypto.
Yeah.
And why? Because it's so fucking complex.
Yes.
Like, literally, it's complex. So they've had to like pull the veil away. Like it's everything in crypto is basically like, we're just recreating everything that's already existing in the crypto space in crypto form. So like you got fucking derivatives, that's synthetic assets.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like we're just renaming everything a different name, but it's the same shit. But it's kind of funny because the way they're explaining it in the crypto world, they're actually explaining it kind of better than they are in the traditional world. Because I was like, yeah, I know how to. Yeah, I can do an LTV loan and stuff. That's an asset-backed loan. Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Like, oh yeah, I've been doing this forever on Celsius, or I've been doing this and that, and it's fucking kind of crazy if you think about it. And like it fucking freaks people out because sometimes they're like, yeah, dude, you guys are just repocketting all the assets and stuff. Like, how do you know that?
Exactly.
Like it's like we've gotten almost an like once you've been in crypto markets for a long time and you're in if you understand DeFi and you understand Hex and you understand these markets, you basically have a fucking master's degree.
Yep. In finance.
At least in finance.
At least at a minimum. Yeah. Because it's true. Because this is the funny thing. I don't think people realize it maybe until I pointed it out. But the stable coin segment of the crypto market or the promise coin space is literally the same thing as the short-term interest rate markets in legacy finance, because you're just looking for ways to lever up what you already have, and there's no other way to do that outside of an exchange that's going to front you money, and that's how they do it. You put up collateral and boom, cryptos aren't yours.
Shout out my red pill guys. Yo, that legitimately, like the red. If you guys don't know what the red pill is, because I know some guys from the Hex community, they're not from the red pill community. That legitimately really translates really fucking well for crypto. Mm-hmm. Like I've taught people that are from the red pill and not from the red pill. The red pill people pick everything up quicker.
Oh wow!
Without fail, like it's just
so. Who are the red pill people? Because it sounds like those are people that I created. I don't understand.
So the original red pill people are basically men who are trying to figure out sexual dynamics between men and women. That's what it really is. So it's from the dating.
Not the red pill I'm talking about.
No. The original. So the original red pill. The theme of that was created. Obviously, the Matrix. That was the first actual, right, and it was just show like, oh Neo, I picked the real world, right. So it's the dating market used the red pill as an analogy, because once you learn about dating and women and shit, you see how fucked up everyone is, but it's like it lets you come correct in the world, and it is a red pill, because once you figure out how women really are, there's no going, you can never see the world again.
Right. No, I know what
ever again. It's like once you literally, like once you learn, like I'd highly recommend any of you guys read The Rational Male, the first 2 books, and then the rest of them. The best book in my opinion is probably the second book, because it gives you a nice timeline for women, but it's fucking shocking when you get like so typically you end up at least the men find out about like the red pill is through like trauma, getting cheated on, or like they suck with girls, or they're like, why the fuck does this keep happening and stuff, and they come to it, they find it, and then it's a men's improvement sort of thing, right? Some people there's some men, depending on how they are as a person, that they just take it to misogyny, like levels of like craziness, where other men are just like, this is how it is, but I'm gonna improve myself. So it's really more of a men improvements movement for the most part, and there's actually some females in the space as well, but yeah, so it's almost so the men who have the red pill are typically men who are just trying to get better, and then like there's subcategories of everything, because obviously like that's throwing a blanket statement over the whole thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's some guys who are like a red pill aware. But this is crazy. I mean, it sounds crazy, but like people in the chat know what the fuck I'm talking about. So when you take the red pill and you figure out what's really going on, because what's really going on between men and women for the most part, and how fucked up things are getting, some men you end up going through something called like the 5 stages of like grief, basically. Like you go through like denial, anger, like desperation, and then acceptance, right? Well, some men can't take it, and they stay in denial or hate or anger or depression. They can't get past it. So there's something called the black pill, and it's basically men that are red pill aware, but just have a negative outlook for the most part. But they're very smart guys, and a lot of them, like this is the kind of the fucked up thing with that. I mean, we're getting way off topic here, but this is like Like I know we're way out. I'm way out. This is a DC stream right here. This is a DC stream right here. But no, but this is the sort of thing that it's really useful to know because this shit will really help you out in your life. If there's one like this crypto knowledge and dude, this red pill shit is legitimately you need this shit. Like, or you're gonna get fucked. Like you're gonna get fucked in life if you don't know about this. But so there's these black pill guys which are really, you know, they're so smart. Like it's sort of a weird thing where like the red pill guys are really smart, but you have more of guys that are like a lot more common sense guys in the red pill community. Like the common sense is like, you know what? All right, I've got the hand I got. Like, let's just say like if let's just say you're a guy, like I'm a 5 out of 10. Let's just say as a guy, right? In this example, I'm a 5 out of 10. Okay, I'm a 5 out of 10. I'm never going to be a 10 out of 10. But fuck, man, I can make myself like I can make a 7 out of 5, like a 7 out of 10. I can make myself a 7.5 if I fucking try. Why am I going to stop and trying to get better? Even the dudes that are 3s that could turn into 4.5s, fucking do it. You know,
improvement is improvement.
Improvement is improvement, and that's the positive growth mindset that people have that you need. That's positive. Where the black pillars are like there's one half where like it's I'll get to that half in a minute, and there's a half where like they're just dudes that are not trying or like they don't want to do the work to get better, right. And that's a lot of them. There is a portion of it. I would say it's probably like 33% of the people in the black pill are fuck. I get it why like they're really fucked in terms because like looks wise like they're super short or they're like really fucked up in there's just certain like things where like you just get dealt like a fucking horrible hand.
Yeah, you just
a fucking terrible hand. Like goddamn, I feel so bad. Like it's like I have a lot of compassion for people. It's like fuck you, like it's not your fault, you know, for some of this stuff. But you should just because you gotta fucking try. You're a man, and that's the whole thing too. Is like as a man. You have this burden of performance where you have to perform. You have there's no you have to like this world's not for this world's like it's catered towards women for the most part. But so as a man, you got to strive. You got to make yourself like a woman's born what she is, and she develops herself, right? Mm-hmm. But a man, you start from fucking nothing, and you got to build yourself into something,
right?
There's like I mean, unless you're like literally one of the most genetically gifted dudes where you're just born a Chad, right? Then sure, you got it a little easy, but even the Chad guys got to go out there and fucking like work out and got to like it isn't just all given, right? It's you got to keep improving. It's the same thing with crypto. You just got to keep fucking learning. Don't stay fucking stagnant.
Yeah, it's funny because to check this out, my mom used to always say, or she still says, and it's in Spanish, so it's not going to sound the same to me in English. So just
say in Spanish.
Un hombre no nace, se hace. So a man isn't born; he becomes. So you become a man. I mean, nobody is born. Like very few males are born, you know, alpha male for real. Like that term is just thrown around.
Right.
What a lot of people consider an alpha male is really a dude that's just ready to complain about something. That's really it. He's not really ready to do anything about
it.
Right. And we see a lot of that, and it gets confused for alpha male, and that shit's not alpha male. Alpha male is a motherfucker that's popping up, talking shit, educating, and letting you know, well, here's a solution. What do you think? They're empowering, right? An alpha is uplifting. They're not just coming to dominate and conquer. They're just a motherfucker that's coming to oppress you.
Yeah.
You see? So those are the ways that they take these words and they throw them around, right? And this is why what you're talking about is so important, because it's about understanding the psyche, where these things are coming from. What is the angle? How can you make a decision to kind of help you deflect the negative aspects of interacting and engaging with certain types of persons, because you can't avoid it, right? That's the thing, that we can't avoid interacting with other people. And in fact, what I learned from 2020 was that we need to interact with other people. So with that, it behooves us, shout out to Motley, to learn.
Where's Motley? Degenerate motherfucker.
It behooves us to learn how to interact with all kinds of people. Right. Because that's really the major key to success in anything is communication. And if you don't know how to communicate, you're not going to get your point across. And if you can't get your point across, then nobody's going to understand you. So you're not talking to anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why it's kind of important to really have perspective at all times. I never was really the type of person to sit there and reflect. Nah, too busy just being a knucklehead. Wait, what is that?
Yeah, you know, it's that whole that whole, like, when I was, just to get back to, we'll get back to crypto in a second, you guys.
Yeah.
This shit don't get talked about in crypto very often.
No, it's my fault. I always take the streams elsewhere, though.
No, that's fine. This is my stream shit. I go off the rails, and it's supposed to be off the rails.
There you go.
Yeah, but with like feet, because this is something, like, I mean, you don't hear too much and shit about this, because it's usually men's stuff, but even for women too. I mean, like, if for a woman who has like a self-improvement sort of thing as well, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Obviously, like, you know, things are skewed. You know, there is like right now the game's a little like this. Like, it's really on the women's. There's a lot of benefit in the men's down here, but there's still this.
Let's think about it, right?
Yeah.
Most of the things that we hear is male toxicity. It's always about this so-called male toxicity, when there's no such thing. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as male toxicity. I mean, can't even. What are they making? Just making shit up. Like, yeah, of course there's gonna be bad guys, just like there's bad girls. It's very straightforward, you know. I don't know. I mean, I just view it like that. I don't know. I don't think. And again, I'm a person that's wasted a lot of years on women. So I know them pretty well. I was raised in a house full of them, so I know women pretty well.
Yeah.
And the net for me has always been, if you're not paying attention, they are.
Right.
Yeah, that's a fact. And that's how people will get caught slipping with women, because they're too busy believing and not seeing.
Right.
All right, because we dream up these false narratives in our head, and they're just fucking snaking in the grass, and you're not even seeing it, and you're staring right at it. That's what actually happens, because you take this confidence that you have about being a male, right, and women being on you, but you're not thinking about what they're actually doing, because a lot of what they do, they don't hide it. They do it to your face, and that's how they check you at the same time, and they know they're getting away with it. Yeah. That's the thing.
Zane's right here.
Everyone knows what a simp. I actually don't know what it is.
It's well, there's like a ton of terms for it. It just depends on what, like, you're just like, it's been bastardized a little bit, where like, all right, you simp ass motherfucker, or some shit like that. Right? It's basically.
I've never wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Male toxicity is real. Yeah, beta males for real are destroying everything.
It's basically you're a beta male. That's what it is. But technically, a simp is technically like a cuckold. It's sort of a cuckold. If we're gonna get really technical. If we're gonna get really technical with it, it's basically like a cuckold or something. So basically, you're like a dude. You're like a dude who's with the chick and shit, and like the chick's like running your life.
Yeah.
And then it gets to work. Like a simp's like, I would say a cuck's worse, and then a simp's right here, but it's pretty close. Where like where you're like, all right, shut up, you cuck, which pretty much means that you're like you're like a dude, and like there's two technical terms. Like the first is you're in a marriage with somebody, and then the kid's not yours, but you don't know it's not yours. Ooh, that is the worst betrayal. There's one thing in this fucking world that is like the ultimate. Like, if there's like, bitches should go to jail for this shit. That is, I am like pro a lot of shit, but like, bro, that is one motherfucking thing right there. It's like, if you're with somebody and then you have a kid and it's not your kid, and they lie, and like, you don't know. Whoo!
Yeah, I know that story well. I know that story well, unfortunately.
My God, yeah,
I've seen it live.
Yeah, but then there's the other side, which is a little more like, kind of, a little more loosey goosey with it, where it's just like you're with somebody and this is where it gets a little weird. It's okay. It's got like, all right. So you heard this. So imagine you're a young man, right? You're 21 years old, right? Imagine you're 21 years old and you get with a girl, and then she already has a bunch of kids,
Right.
It's kind of stupid for you to be with that girl.
Yep.
For the most part, it's pretty stupid
Mm-hmm.
because it's like you're young. You could get a girl that doesn't have kids. So you don't have that baggage.
You're on
But
two
when you
different
get
timelines, basically.
right. But when you get way older, right? Let's just say you're trying to date in your 40s. If you break up or something,
Mm-hmm.
most women will have a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like weird exceptions to it. So it's sort of time based wise. Like at a certain point, it's gonna be weird. Like if you're 45 and she's 45 and she doesn't have a kid, it's kind of weird. Like why didn't you have a kid?
Right. Like what happened? People do wonder like what happened. That's true. That's true.
Right.
Because that is a sign, right? That's a sign that something is off with you to some capacity.
Shout out to MLD, baby. Oh, we're gonna go to Joe. All right, I didn't read that part.
That's funny, man. All right, let's get back to crypto because that was a good divergence right there.
Yeah, that was a good divergence.
Because here's the thing, it's important. It's very important to understand what's going on in the mind, because that's how you make the right decisions.
Right.
Let's see, we got it.
Yo, Wales. I think the list of coins came out.
Yeah, I just pulled up the tweet right now. I got the link right here. You want me to pass it to you?
Yeah, pass it to me, Mero. Oh, yeah, we'll check it out right now. Cool. Fuck yeah.
Yes, sir. Boom. There you go.
Yeah. So there is like, just to go off of that, there is kind of rule like, yeah, if you're older already, you're gonna have kids. I mean, that's different. That's not like if marriage didn't work out, and you have some everyone's gonna have baggage at a certain point age. But when you're younger, why are you like that's that whole thing too. And then there's like this whole thing too where it almost shows like there's two reasons why you do it. Either you're very low status or you're low status guy that's just getting with a girl with a bunch of kids.
Yeah. Right.
Or you're making a deal, so not to deal with the devil, but sort of like a thing like all right, let's just say this is sort of like a deal you do it, like, which is understandable, right? Have you ever seen like some guy with some chick, but the chick's like super hotter than the guy?
Yeah.
Like super, like, whoa. Yeah. Well, that dude, like, so there's a genetic reason for that. So he basically said, okay, I'm gonna help you take care of your kids, but I'm gonna get with you because you're hotter, and then we should have some kids. So it's it's acceptable. Where like it's almost like you're a 4 out of 10 guy, and you get with some chick that's 7.5 or something like that. You know, something crazy like that. Then you're like, then it makes sense because genetically you're actually blending everything together, and then your kids come out better looking. So it's a net positive. So you sort of in that situation you sort of take an L, be like, okay. You take an L on that something, but then but here's the fucked up thing is like we're talking in some like in like obscure terms because we're just looking at people like A and B, like it's black and white.
Yeah.
But like you could definitely meet people and like, dude, these are wonderful kids, and it's never like I don't ever like there's kids or nothing are never at fault. It's between you and the
actual person. Yeah,
right. It's between the thing and the person. But yeah, dude, MLD doesn't hate Hex. You guys just chill out, dude. Like, that shit was old. Just let it go. You guys. Sometimes you got some guys in the Hex community. You got to let stuff go after a while. Like it's got to be water under the bridge because everyone was talking shit about Hex in the beginning. But I remember, dude, everybody was, and now everyone's starting to turn around on it. That's how it goes.
Well, as I like to say, 2 words: no fucking choice.
Fucking MLB, I love you. Yeah, but anyway, so you have to make these little concessions and stuff like that. Where like, yeah, I mean, dude, I mean, shit. Can you imagine? All right, imagine. I don't know what chicks are like. I don't even like. I don't try to view chicks. I don't try to idolize women like that.
Yeah,
no, I don't even know who's like.
I don't even sweat chicks on TV. I could care.
Yeah, I don't sweat. Yeah, it's like who's like. I don't even know what a popping girl. Let me think of a popping girl. Like, okay. Let's. Who's that chick? Who's the chick who plays Harley Quinn?
Rob.
Yeah, Robbie. Yeah, whatever. Okay, imagine
Robbie Marlowe or Margot or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Imagine she was like she had 3 kids or something like that, and then you got with her, and then you got her pregnant. You got 2 more kids with her, and that was it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you were just like cool, or like as a dude, and stuff. You're like, your kids would be probably better looking.
Yeah.
I mean, you see, that's where I like that's sort of the deal with the devil sort of thing, where you're like, all right, it's like. Okay, I'm taking an L on this, but I'm like thinking long term. Like my genetics are going to be like,
yeah, up and to the right. Ain't taking no L's there for sure.
So okay, that's where it fucks me up is like when you're a dude and you're like you're almost on the same level as a chick, and then she has a bunch of kids, and it's like you're kind of like or like you're kind of going down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? Like up and to the right only, and look, you're trying to get your kids better. Like what are you talking? Like people forget. I mean, they're like if I was a short dude, right? I'd be trying to get with a tall chick.
Right. You know, it's funny. I'm a short dude and I do like tall chicks. I'm only 5'8", bro. I knock them skyscrapers down. I don't even care.
Yeah. I'd be getting if I was a short dude. Let's just say I was 5, not 5'2", but you know what I mean, like 5'5" or whatever. Like whatever. Yeah. I'd be trying to get with those NBA chicks or something. I'd be like, I'm like genetically. I'd be like, I'm taking it. Like if my son ever like asked me like when we're older, like I took that L for you, son. To make you better.
Yeah, you a clown.
I'm saying I would just go like I take the whole WNBA team out like
Yo, you ever seen this movie called She Hate Me?
No, I've never seen. What is that?
Oh my god! Hold on, you gotta hold on. It's a story of this dude. It's a Spike Lee joint. It's the story of this dude. Let me see. I don't want to give you. I don't remember exactly what it was, but let me see.
Here, Max.
So basically, this guy ends up donating sperm.
Yeah.
And magically, all these women discover that this one guy is the father to like 20 freaking chicks or 50 chicks.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy. Let me get you this IMDb link. Yeah, you gotta watch it, bro. You gotta watch it. It's funny as fuck. It's funny as fuck.
Hey, Wells, I'll be back 1 second. I'm just gonna get some water.
You good, bro? Go ahead.
God damn, bro. I'm sorry that like I've been wanting to say that for a long time about the genetic shit. That shit's so true. You are sexually selecting women, like people in your life, because like there's some dudes that just say like I only like this type of girl, or like I only like short girls, or like you are kind of genetically selecting shit.
Yeah, you are.
You are.
Clearly. You clearly are.
Most of us are doing it passively without thinking about it.
Yeah, like I have certain requirements when it comes to my women, and that's genetic selection, simply. Otherwise, what are we actually picking? I don't actually know. So let's see, man. Pulse is finally out. Time to get paid, baby. That's pretty much it. That's the way I'm viewing it. If you don't know, my focus is on trying to acquire more hex. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be hard, but that's my goal. But my biggest trepidation is whether I actually keep some on the east side to take over, or if I just have some fiat ready for when the chain is active, I can actually enter with fiat, or just elect to just be on the Pulse network already with Pulse Coin as soon as it goes live. So there's a lot to ponder. And yeah, that's what I'm talking about right now, Bree. I'm still trying to figure it out because it's like the way I'm thinking about it right now, as far as the dollar value I'm going to sacrifice, I'm going to do 25% day 1, 25% day 3. And then if it keeps going, I'll just keep sacrificing bits at a time. But the main thing you have to realize is that you have to do it from the same address, because the rewards are being given. Oh crap, hold on. As I think about this, speaking out loud, I'm realizing that the rewards are handed on a daily basis. So if you're not entering with some size, you're going to get lost in the sauce, and your rewards aren't going to be much of anything anyway.
Right.
So based on
what?
You good, bro? You got to
go. You hear me? Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck? I thought my mic was broken. I was like,
no, yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
So now I'm thinking like, well, what happens if? Because again, the rewards are going to be based on allocation. They're not going to be based on anything else. So if whales are going to be jumping in there days 1 through 3,
Right.
it behooves you to wait, and every whale is probably going to try to wait, right, as long as possible before they actually enter with the size that they want. And because again, the rewards are going to be 2.5x,
Right.
right,
Right.
for the biggest apportioned size into the pool on each respective day, 1 through 3. Right. So if you expect that price is going to do more than 2.5x over the sacrifice phase, which is 17 days, then you're better off holding over time, right, towards the end of till the last day or whatever, right? You can literally be like, okay, if this thing goes more than 2.5x, I can sacrifice whenever I want because that's the max for sacrifice anyway. And you're getting it in dollar value anyway. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, day 3 is gonna be crazy. Yeah, day three. There's gonna be some fuckery on day 1. I'm telling you guys, the price is gonna go high, and then there's gonna be.
We haven't talked about this. Pulse is gonna recalibrate plus 5% every day
after the first volume phase, right?
Well, you know what?
Because the original notes that I have, of course, like I've said this before, is like Surgeon General's warning is like me and Wells only are going off the best information we got because it's not all set in stone.
Yeah, it's not all set in stone. This is a draft. Don't forget that.
It's a draft, but basically it was supposed to be like 3 days of volume phase. Then the rest of the days, the price was supposed to be increasing 4.2% a day, every day.
Yeah, I think it changed to 5. Let me just make sure.
Okay, 5. Yeah, because it's a little shorter now too. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I did a mock-up. of what the price was, because originally it was supposed to be 3 days of the sacrifice phase, and then it was going to be a month-long thing in total. So what we calculated was, let's just say if I use an example of the price being at a penny, by day 30 or 31, depending on the days, it would have ended up at about 3 cents. So basically a 3x. And then if it was a little shorter, like it was a little bit shorter, like 28 days, it was going to be about 2.7 cents.
Right.
But with this, because it's shorter, it makes sense that they're probably adding a little bit more.
Yeah. So it's like it said, the first 3 days are the same rate, and then thereafter it increases 5 cents or 5%. Sorry.
Right.
For the remaining 14 days. So yeah.
Do we wake up?
This is interesting stuff, man. This
is you don't get this level of game theory anywhere else but Hex. I mean, I've seen a little bit in Polkadot's sort of stuff, but man, dude,
I've never really looked at Polkadot.
Yeah, there's this whole thing with the pair. Like, I would recommend you guys probably, if you guys ever get into Polkadot, probably the Fearless wallet. It's a great wallet to check it out because you can do the crowd loans while controlling your private keys on that mobile. It only takes Kusama, but then you can switch it to a Polkadot wallet inside of the thing. You look in the options. It's pretty cool. Okay. But then that's a separate. So you'll have two. It's the same app, but you have to have 2 separate seed phrases for the Polkadot side and the Kusama. Almost middle finger. The thing, yeah. But yeah. Let's see, dollar cost. Do you think Pulse Chain will have the same option as early Hex days to stake your Pulse? You should be able to stake. Okay. Pulse is going to be different. It's going to be mostly staking to get yield. So it's sort of going to be like staking Ethereum / also yield farm. It's going to be more of a yield farming to Ethereum-based token where P-Hex and Hex are time-based staking. So there's going to be a lot of yield farming esque sort of things where more than likely what's going to happen is that a certain portion of the total supply of Pulse is going to be given out to supply as reward for pools to incentivize providing liquidity to the Ethereum Pulse bridge. So imagine that, and it's probably going to be the old contract where it's going to be the old V2 contract where it has to be a 50-50 split in liquidity, because that's worked pretty well in so far. Where so on Uniswap V3, it's been, you can basically choose one side of the liquidity. So I could literally be 99% Hex and 1% ETH. or no percent ETH and just all hex or ETH. So I think they're going more of a 50-50 split. So what's going to happen is, let's just say I put $1,000 of Pulse token and $1,000 of Ethereum, and they'll just bounce like this. So when Pulse is really in demand, there's very little Pulse and a shit ton of ETH. And then when there is a lot of demand for the other one, inverse, it'll go like that. And then during times, it'll eventually kind of even its way out where it's even, basically. It's the teeter-totter sort of effect.
Right.
And that's what people call impermanent loss.
Right.
You lost it if you decide to take the liquidity pool token out of the pair, but if you keep it there long enough, eventually kind of evens out. So what's going to happen is if you put $1,000 here of Pulse and $1,000 here of Hex, what's going to happen is you'll also, for a reward, because you're going to get the transaction fees for having liquidity on both sides, you're probably going to get an incentive of Pulse chain tokens at a certain percentage per day that'll be split amongst the pool. So there'll be a certain APY. So it's probably gonna be like 20%, 24% APY. So if you have if you have a decent amount of money on there, you're gonna be given a lot of Pulse token over time for providing liquidity. And the reason that they do that is so there is a ton of Ethereum and Pulse, so people can trade back and forth between the ecosystems as a bridge. That's why if you look at some of the Pulse chain stuff, there should be a certain portion of the Pulse token that's be given for liquidity rewards or yield farming, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've seen like the terminology that Richard just set up. The naming is interesting. He has the words misdemeanor, and I can't remember what other words. Maybe he used felony as well. I don't know. It was just interesting stuff. Like, I can't imagine what the game theory is going to be there, because you know him, he doesn't do anything without game theory. So you got to game theory in that.
They're always game theory. I mean, it is pretty interesting because it will incentivize the fuck out of the whales to put some skin in the game to provide liquidity to that bridge.
Yeah, I think that's everybody's goal.
Why not get the yield? And then here's the other thing. Okay, so you'll have two. So from what I can hypothesize is basically you're going to have probably two yields in the beginning. So you're going to have the liquidity. So you're going to have the yield you can generate Pulse chain once it's all sold. Done, sold. What exists. Then what's going to happen is boom, boom. There's going to be the liquidity. There's going to be the yield you can gain on the liquid bridge, and there'll probably be two bridges. There's probably going to be the Ethereum Pulse bridge, and there's probably going to be a Hex Pulse bridge. Probably. I'm not sure about that one, but I'm 100% sure on the ETH to Pulse bridge that will exist. From there, there's going to be another one where you can natively stake your Pulse chain on the Pulse chain's own ecosystem play. So it's going to be just sort of like Ethereum with EIP 1559. There's going to be a based amount of inflation. Probably be the thing is, I'm not too sure, because this is where it's vague. Is I'm not sure if it's going to be inflation rewards or it's going to be effectively coins that exist. Maybe it's already capped, and since there's so much supply, it might be off of that as well. But it probably is inflation if I had to guess. But I'm not really sure.
For Pulse?
It could be for Pulse, yeah. Because
no. Remember, Pulse is 0% inflation. It's going to be the fee burning.
Okay, so it's fee. Okay, so we're EIP 59. The thing is I want to say it for sure, but it's like. I don't know. It could change. Like, that's why I'm like. So okay, if it is the fee burning model, then that way. But the fee burning model, like exactly like Ethereum, because like it's like
I don't know if it's gonna be exactly like Ethereum. I just know that it's gonna be 0.25% of the transaction fee is gonna be burnt.
Okay, so it's copying one side of the Okay, so EIP 5059. The way that works on ETH is that there's a certain amount of the transaction fees during very high transaction points. So when the blocks are very full, the more and more the blocks are getting full, the higher the fee is. So it can get to a point where like let's just say remember during DeFi summer last year, or during like really high peak congestion when we had super high gas fees.
Yeah,
that would have been 70% of the money you pay as a transaction fee would have got burned away.
Wow. So
even during higher peaks, you could probably get something close to 80s and 90% of the entire fee just burned away like that. But something I have heard Richard say in the beginning is that fee, the fees are going to be dog shit low. It's going to be really low because it's going to, the blocks going to be very empty in the beginning. Even though you're going to have a lot of people in there, like they're not going to be expensive because you have 4 times the throughput. they're basically the block or the bus is 4 times bigger.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
dude, quick thing. Ethereum is below $2,000 at 1984 right now. 1985.
1984. I waited until 1965. No, I'm just. Yeah. That's fucking cool, dude. I'll buy some if it goes to 1800.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking it's gonna probably hit 1500, but we'll see.
I guess the cash
I'm
on the sideline.
salivating over here, honestly.
But yeah, you guys, for some of you guys, like buy ETH because you're buying ETH for gas fees and for your portfolio.
Right.
Don't buy ETH just to get Pulse. Fucking stupid.
Yeah, no.
You're not gonna get shit from that airdrop. It's nothing. It's trash. You always buy your coin the airdrops like are good if you have the coins already. Cool, and then maybe you can speculate on a couple things. But remember, for the most part, you really make your money buying your coins. And this is something that it's kind of a pet peeve of mine with mining. Is it's sort of this whole thing where like you can mine and you can make money if you're rich. You can mine if you're like it's sort of this whole thing where like you got to be super committed to do something, but it's work. Where like
scale matters.
Scale matters a lot. And what I noticed with a lot of people, the reason is like, hey, Miguel, is there a way that I could like still mine Bitcoin or Ethereum? Is there a way for me to mine this coin or that coin? Because effectively, when I hear that, all I hear in my head is like, Miguel, how do I get a bunch of coins without paying for them? That's when I hear that, that's why it bothers me. It's like he's basically okay, Miguel, cool. Like, I heard there's some free money over here because there is free money, but like you have to participate and you have to do stuff in this ecosystem. But you gotta
contribute.
You gotta contribute. You gotta buy coins.
Mm-hmm.
And like that hurts people. It's like, well, I don't have that much money. Well, yeah, but you have to start off somewhere.
Right.
Like this is the best place we could turn little money into some money. Like for real.
Yeah. For real. I mean, It's the best place. It's the best place for a newbie to come and like try to figure it out because you can make a lot with a little and not lose a lot.
Right.
If you don't make it.
Yeah. Ooh, Hex close to 10 cents. Yeah. What's
what?
The price at? Right? Let me hear. It touched 9. It almost touched 9 cents earlier.
Damn, it touched 9.5 cents on V2, and the liquidity is down to 13.4 million already. This is crazy.
Hey, Fathead, thanks for the message, dude. Yeah, we'll play craps one of these days, man. I love playing craps. I played craps in California, like not recently, but like a few weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
And man, it's fucking so stupid. It did change. Here we go, going off tangents. Woo! One thing with that game in California, because they have this weird thing with law, like racist laws and shit, because they were trying to like arrest a bunch of black people, and with dice game crap and shit, so fucking stupid. If I was governor, I'd change that shit in a second. It pisses me off. But it's with cards. So what they do is the game's the same, right? Plays the same. You have dice to shoot. And I was like, fuck yeah, cool, right? But what they do is that they have like 6 cards. They shake them around and then they put them in there. So you could have the one when you roll a 1 on the dice, it could be the number 6. Yeah. So the numbers are all jumbled up.
Right.
So what I found, I made a decent amount of money last time I kind of played doing that. So. But the game's all fucked up because sometimes if on the roll, it can give you really hard combinations. So you can be really smash. Like you can get there's a really good version where the cards come out because the way it works out on the dice is that there's certain combinations in the middle of the dice that get more. So that's the 7, right? The 7 is the most likely combination, and then it goes from there. So 7 and all the other numbers on the way down and up are most likely. So you have 6. And you have 8, which is the next likely, and then as they progressively farther and farther away, they're less likely to hit. So you have the 2, which is the least likely, and the 12, which is the other one tied with it.
Right.
So 11, you have 2 combinations, and then 3, you have 2 combinations. It's that sort of thing. So it's like, and so that's why 7's the most, the one combination with the most chance to hit.
Crazy.
Yeah. So so depending on how the cards are put, sometimes how they put the numbers, it could be more based off the field on the bets, or sometimes more bet on the actual top end where you can put the place bets for like the numbers up there. So it's pretty dope.
Yeah,
Shoo!
that's pretty crazy.
This is the 10-cent stream. I think it will be.
Wow, yeah, we're 9.2 cents. I'm actually trying to buy some now. I'm not even gonna fucking front. Like I had a limit order, scrapping that. I just went straight hit that market, man. Damn.
Some guy just bought 4.2 million hex. Shoo!
What?
Shout out! Like, how much is that?
Motherfucker. Why I always gotta buy when these people? Damn it, man. I hope my order doesn't get busted. Anyways, let me see.
The whales
Wow,
are good.
384 USD, 385,000 USD, basically.
Wow. I swear to you. Yeah, I've heard about that. Some people have gone like I've subscribed to people and then I get unsubscribed to them randomly.
What do you mean, YouTube?
YouTube, yeah. Like I've been,
wow.
I know I've had to resubscribe to people. I'm like, what the hell? I was subscribed to this person.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. So one way you can do, hey, you guys. So one way that can keep you from getting unsubscribed, make sure to hit the notification bell. Put to all on your favorite YouTube channels.
Yeah.
That will help that not happen. If you just subscribe to somebody and leave them like without the notification bell, sometimes you get unsubscribed. That's just somebody who's YouTubing who told me that. Like pretty much make sure to hit the if you guys follow me right now, hit the notification bell, you get my rants, my ratings. And also like the structure of this stream is like super informational off track, super informational off track. But hey, this shit's all fucking like it's all for the benefit and stuff. But the reason that I've been pretty good at craps is because I'm good at cash management. That's the sort of thing. So there's this whole part of the craps game where like if you're fucking winning a lot, you've been winning for a while, I take my bets down, and people look at me like crazy. But then at the end of the night, my fucking like on the craps table, right? There's a thing where you can put all the wood for the chips, right?
Right.
I got 3 rows at the end of the night.
Wow.
Full of chips and shit, $5, $20, and like a couple $100 chips and stuff.
Right.
Stuff like that. And that's because I take my bets down. And of course, you like there is this whole thing. If you just keep getting fucking shitty rollers, I mean, well,
you're gonna lose your roll.
Yeah, but all you really need is a couple, like 2 good rolls. If you're playing in an hour and a half and stuff, 2 decent, okay rolls, and you can pare the things down. You can get some serious money. But usually, like in these games, right, depending on how you're betting, if you're betting gigantic or not, obviously the more reckless you bet, and if you hit a good streak, you win big. But if you're betting more consistently with the right strategy, you could like 2x, 3x your money if you're paring it down. But then if you get some guy that I'm a blackjack guy. I always bet on black. Wait, what? Isn't that fucking roulette?
I'm a blackjack. Yeah. I don't think you bet on colors in blackjack. You got to get 21, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And I got to stay away because, like, man, I was betting a fuckload of money on the over there in Vegas on at the Bellagio.
Tweet. Hold on. Another tweet.
Another tweet? Oh, what are we talking about?
No. Yes, a bunch of ERC20. That will be okay. Oh, so apparently... the list isn't complete yet. Okay. Okay.
Do you think it's a coincidence it's pumping while my stream? No, I don't think so. Illuminati confirmed 666. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, 9.3 cents. This shit is fucking insane, bro.
Shoot. This is a very profitable stream for everybody.
Chill. Wow. Shit is crazy.
Pump, baby, pump.
Yeah, it's pumping, man. This hex to E spread is just going. This is gone.
Love it. I love it.
Shit is crazy. Like,
But
I think it's about to go, man. I honestly think it's about to go.
12 cents, here we come.
Yeah.
12 cents. God damn, 12 cents.
I think we're about to shoot up. I think we're about to do another 5x, to be honest with you. 3 to 5 at least.
Yeah, over the thing. Yeah, I could see. I mean, like I don't know. What do you think? Okay, wait. Let me think. I guess let me finish the little crap story thing, and then we just.
I'm sorry. We keep getting sidetracked, bro.
We're going off a hella tangents and shit. But basically, yeah, be careful playing in California. You're going to play craps because depending on how the card placement is, you can get the worst shit ever. Like sometimes you Oh my god, it's horrible. Like fuck. We had the top line bet and stuff where like you get paid. Like there's like this stupid bet where it's called like all tall, all short in the middle one. And I had fucking so much money. I like $15 bet at the top there. If we were one number off, I got paid on one portion of it.
Right.
We couldn't hit a 12 because it was the worst comment. We had to get double. We had to get double fives
Wow.
to hit the 12. That's how stupid it was.
Yeah, that's a weird combo.
It's a weird combo, and it was just he rolled for dude. That dude made everyone on the table. Like he probably made us like $1,000.
Damn.
Whew! And it was fucking crazy, and it got really insane and stuff. Oh shit, we just cracked 9 cents on Nomics. Yeah.
Is Nomics like delayed or something?
Yeah, I guess it's on delay. Crypto. Yeah. Nice. But yeah, anyway, just always be careful and stuff and everything like that. And I always, if you actually, one thing too, I probably would recommend playing the digital version of the craps game, at least in California, because if you're a small bettor, you feel like not pressured, so you can play the game more strategically on that. It's just there's something about throwing the dice that are just amazing.
Right. You feel like you got some kind of control over that, right?
Right. What I did with one strategy that I found that works, at least for me at least, is typically like I like doing the iron cross a little bit when I'm playing craps. But the one thing that I kind of stopped doing is when I noticed that it was all jumbled up, what I do is I went towards more of putting all the hard numbers.
Right.
These are basically like the hard 4, hard 6, hard 8, and the hard 10. And then I was just raking it in with those. Because those didn't really change in percentages, but because of the rules, the field sometimes got fucked up. In order to make money, you would have to. I always bet the hard ways, and it really paid off.
I mean, the interesting thing I'm not a big gambler, but the thing about it is, if you can take the gambling element out of it, you can actually be pretty successful and do things correctly and make that actually something worth doing. Because the thing I don't like about it is that it's easy to get carried away and just do nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
End up doing the wrong things, and you end up losing more money than you could have imagined instead of making money.
Yeah.
So being strategic is definitely important.
The Red Hawk was pretty, and SAC was pretty good. I don't know, but most of their slots are kind of shit, really. But like they just added craps over there and stuff. Most casinos don't have craps in Cali. But I think we should start talking about hex because everyone's fucking losing their mind.
Let's do it then, bro. Because this thing is popping 9.29 cents. I mean, it's about to get real, bro. It's about to get real. I think this thing is really about to just really take off right now.
Man, I told a lot of the OG people from quarter. So back in the first course we did, which is quarter 4 last September, hex price was between, I would say, 60% of a penny to about 80% of a penny.
Wow.
And I told a lot of people, if you're going to get into hex, get your coins before 3 cents. Right. Now, obviously we have to adjust things up because you have, some people are trying to get in. So there's still a lot of upside on hex, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
But if like, I don't know, this is where it's kind of like, there's always, for a lot of the Hexicans, there's always a reason to buy hex, like no matter what the price, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially over time, but you do relatively, you want to get the best price you could, right?
Of course.
It's that whole thing too. Cause it's like, obviously if it's the first time a hex ever hits 50 cents, you buy it at 50 cents.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
You can do,
yeah. It's like basically the hex price has to go to 250.
Yeah,
so you get like a little 5x out of that,
Right.
Where if you get in like 8 cents and it goes to 250, you're like, that's a bit of a come up right there, right?
Yeah.
It's that sort of thing.
I mean, it's crazy because hex was just at a cent like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Right. And now here we are knocking on 10 cents though.
Yeah. I think one like a lot of Hexans are probably not talking about this really, but this pump from 1 cent to 9 cents is really the one where everybody kind of hit the point where like some of the OG Hexicans, even with the smaller bags, were like, I got some money now.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Fucking God, thank you.
Because they do.
Dios, fuck. Thank you. Gracias a Dios. Ya pegué, ya lo pegué. Vámonos. Todo lo que sufrí, ya lo sí.
Right. Yeah, todo bien.
Yeah, because like I remember when we hit a penny, we're all super excited, but like it's like if it's you, I felt like at a penny, a lot of people had like at least this is what I noticed with some of the OG hexagons is when we hit a penny, everyone was happy, but there was people who had like I think you had to have like a couple thousand t-shirts to kind of feel like okay, it's good, but most people, especially OG, like that's a big mix of conception. Most OGs are just normal guys who just got their bags through dollar cost averaging for the most part. Yeah. Stake most of their hex out.
Right.
It isn't like a lot of the OGs didn't really have a ton of liquid.
Right.
There was some that did, and they're the ones that have been partying and stuff. But now that like the hex has gone to this point now where it's like 9 cents, whoo! I mean, now whatever little hex you do have is liquid, and hex stakes coming out. Like if you have like a 10 t-share stake or something coming out, that's like fucking how much is that? Like probably at these prices 15 G's.
Yeah, about 15, or actually a little bit more now. It's probably about 18, 19 G's.
Yeah, it's pretty significant. It's pretty significant. So it's a sort of thing where like yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, but like in terms of like prices, well, only like where do you see what is your top for this whole like Pulse chain price? Like what's the Pulse chain top for you in terms of like what the hex price is going to do?
Depending how crazy things get, I'm thinking we could hit 50 to 60 cents. Realistically, like the top end of my range is that. The lower end of my range is 35 cents.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah, definitely. Because I think it's 55 or 56 cents is like the $10,000. I mean, 10,000 X.
Yeah, 56 cents is a 10,000.
Is it 56? Okay.
Yeah.
Some dude's gonna be like, market order, market sell.
Emergency end stake now. Yeah, it's gonna get cracked. And I'm gonna love it because I'm gonna be sitting there holding them fucking extra long stakes a long time. I'm just gonna be smiling. Because this hex is only going up, baby, and so is that damn payout per t-shirt in dollar terms. You know what I'm saying? Like,
definitely.
Keep mercy on staking, folks. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's.
I'm not mad at you. Take your money.
Yeah, I mean, like during this, I think Hex is probably gonna be the best performing crypto in this mini bear market we're in right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I've had a speculation that like once we actually do go on a real bear market, middle of next year, maybe end of next, maybe at the beginning of 2023, when we do actually go into a bear market finally in crypto, I think for the first 6 months, Hex is going to be doing fucking fantastic. I think that's what my gut feeling's telling me is like for 6 months into the real bear market, the real one, the real one, like. I think Hex is going to be doing fine for 6 months, and then eventually we'll probably, we'll probably take it's just going to it's natural. It's just going to happen, It's just the price will start going down, but it's going to be a really interesting sort of point because I think like this might be the first time where people seeing like Hex is the guiding light, like the shining light, and then on the next the actual real bear market that could happen late next year or something like that.
People are going to flock.
People are going to flock to Hex for a while, but eventually, just like anything, you go up a lot, you're going to go down 70. Hex has gone down 70, 80%. It does that, and any OG knows that. So it's the whole thing. This is still a cryptocurrency, so there's huge moves up, but there's huge moves down as well. Mm-hmm. But the price for it keeps kind of being higher, right? So if on this price, let's just say on this price move on Hex, it's about a penny and a half. I'll be generous. Let's say a penny and a half when it started. And now it's whatever. Let's just say it ends up at 55 cents being the top. Then probably it bottoms at 6 cents probably.
Right.
If it takes a bad shit.
Yeah,
still
about 80%, right?
Yeah,
that's about 80%.
Right.
Or 90%. But that's still not bad, right?
Yeah, I'd be happy to see Hex increase a cent each month. Oh yeah, that'd be nice. That's also another thing too. That's like something I actually told Richard that one day. It sure would be nice, if Hex was just going up steady Eddie for a couple.
Imagine that. Like, yeah, just give me no volatility, thanks.
Yeah, they were like, because like I had people ask me like why was Celsius getting so many people because it was like it had a huge impulsive way. Like it shot up. It did 2 or 3 times. Like it had 2 impulsive waves where it went from like cents to like 50 cents a dollar, and then another one where it like went from like 50 cents to $5, $6, $7, and then chilled out. But it was like there's portions of that huge before it ran up. Like it had a crazy run up. It was like a penny, 2 pennies, 3 pennies every week. It was, or like it wouldn't go down. And then it was this whole thing where like you would check your wallet every week and you're like, damn, more money, more money, more money. Whoosh. It makes it really easy to dollar cost average when you like every time I put $1, next thing
it goes up. Yeah, it makes it real easy because it makes no sense to hold fiat in that case.
Right, and I know a lot of Hexicans are getting that right now because they're like, shit. And they say, shit. And they're like, shit.
Give me all that now.
Yeah. It's I do that. Hey man, fuck yeah, man. This community deserves it, man. All the bullshit people went through, man. For real.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of those early clips, man, and that's why I'm so like anti. Well, I'm anti Furu because I just don't play that shit. But you know, I'm gonna be very hard line about a lot of that shit because a lot of these people, they knew what the fuck they were doing, and they were very vindictive about the shit they were doing, and very, very deliberate in their intentions. So, you know, yeah, maybe some people could come back or whatever the fuck it is people want to do, but those that are Furus, right? People that have a face and publicly talk shit, you can't just do that. Like, you can't just do that. I'm sorry.
Shout out to Danny Boy. God damn. Danny Boy's gone from homeless to shopping for a house.
Damn. Shout out to you, brother.
Damn, that's a fuck yeah, man. Yeah. I remember when Danny Boy came into the community. Yeah, I mean, I won't tell his story because, you know, that's not right. But like, I respect that, man. Hell yeah.
That's what it is, man. That's what this is about, guys. Like, this is about educating yourself and making the right decision. Like, straight up. Like, that was the right decision, right? Whatever it was he did, it clearly worked out.
Yeah, that's what crypto's about in the first place. Oh, your testimony's coming out. Oh, dude, fuck yeah, Danny. Like, let me know when you do that. I'll retweet that or retweet the video or something like that. But it's really amazing. Like this cryptocurrency thing. The reason I love crypto so much, it's upwards mobility. Doesn't matter about anything. It doesn't matter what you did in the past. Whatever. If you're in this thing, you believe in the space, and you're here for all the sugar and the lumps that come with it. Like you're only going up. I mean, like I've been in the space since like late 2016 till now, and it was the best decision I ever made in my whole life.
Yeah.
Period.
Really
Period. And like, and I don't know what I don't know what I like more, the money or the fucking friends. Dude, like a lot of the people that I found in my life were because I actually was kind of like, I mean, this sounds weird, but like I was actually I was actually looking for like actual like real connection for friends actually.
Oh wow, that is weird.
For real people, yeah, and that's how I found Wasabi, Anorak, Charlie, you know, Wales Only, WalesOnly.com, and you know, I found a bunch like everybody, RG and Hexo and all these other people. It's like I was just trying to make these connections. There was no things about money or anything. It was just more like I wanted to find someone to talk crypto to and with.
Right.
And now it's become a family. You know, I found Motley one day, you know, like hiding behind a bush or something. Like I don't know what he was doing back there, but like he was there, you know, and you know, and all the guys from the Hex community and the Celsius community, Kevin from the Celsius community. I just randomly. He made his first tweet back. So he had been an OG in crypto, did one tweet in Twitter in years.
Wow.
One tweet in Twitter in years. And I said, hey, you want to come on the podcast and do a podcast with me? He was like, yeah, sure, why not? And then it turned into this whole thing with Kevin. And like same thing with Anorak too, is like or like I was in the Decentraland community.
Uh-huh.
Like I was in the Decentraland community really early on, and then like Anorak was like super pissed off at the decentralized community, like fucking, I hate these motherfucking Argentinian, yeah, because these Argentinian motherfuckers, fuck those motherfuckers. They suck at running a coin. But like, these Argentinian motherfuckers, like, were running the coin terribly and stuff and everything like that. And Anorak was like, I'm so pissed off with these motherfuckers. They're like gonna do the NFTs wrong and all this crap. And I was like, and I was just like, yeah. And I hit up Anorak again on DM. Yo, Anorak, it's like, hey, you don't know me and stuff. You want to let's talk about this. Let's podcast and stuff about it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm pissed off. Let's do it. I've never podcasted before. Let's do it. And we started podcasting about this, and then like, boom, Anorak's been my homie since then, just for an ask. That whole asking, and I got a lot of that stuff from like knocking on doors.
Yeah,
from sales.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because like I originally, like, my business, like once I kind of ran through all my, like, I called everybody that I knew. Mm-hmm. Eventually, I just like, hey. But then I went out there, and then the same thing, like, because I knew Anorak really well, Anorak invited me to a bunch of private groups inside of the Decentraland community. Mm-hmm. And then there's Wave 3 TV in there, formerly known as Look Into Crypto, formerly known as Wasabi, formerly known as Patrick. It's there with Maddie the investor, or not Maddie the investor. I think it's like Maddie. I'm fucking up his name, but he's like huge. Maddie. Anyone in the NFT community knows who I'm saying when I talk about Maddie.
Okay.
There's a Maddie in there. He's gigantic, 80,000 followers at the time. Now he. But back then he probably had like 8,000, 4,000, maybe, but he was still big then. He was like, dude was making tons of money in NFTs back then. Even back then, huge land whale, like fucking dude's a good dude. But I actually have an interview on my podcast as well with him too, because I asked him.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was DCL blogger. Yeah, DCL blogger. Yeah. He's one of the first. Like I interviewed so many people from the Decentraland community to the Celsius to the Hex community in the beginning and stuff. But yeah. So from there, right? Once I was cool with Wasabi in there, then I was actually watching MLD's channel. MLD, like MLD, Red Pill Jesus. The Don himself.
Yeah.
Man that lives on the beaches only now.
That's fucking funny. Only way to live.
I was watching the Red Pill community. Also, I was watching the Red Pill space, right? I was watching Rollo Tomasi and Entrepreneurs in Cars, and I was watching all that. And then they had something called like what was the thing called? I think it was like Red Pill Mondays, or it was like basically where all the guys, the Red Pill group.
Right.
Yeah, the Red Pill group. And then there was MLD. And I was like, oh, fuck, MLD, what's up? And I was like, whoa. And then he's like, yeah, MLD has a show on crypto. I was like, what? When the fuck did the crypto community, did the Red Pill community start talking about crypto?
Right, because that's like, weird. Whoa.
Yeah. Rule Zero, yeah. And then I was like, whoa. And then I was like, whoa, this is so crazy. Then I see the Tokyo, I go on his channel, of course, subscribe to him, hit the notification bell. And go on Don DeMarco, baby. But I go on there, and he has something called like the Tokyo Crypto Show, and then there's Charlie. Oh shit! And I was like, what? Whoa! Like, so MLD was doing like a one time a week show, like every Wednesday, I think.
Yeah.
Wednesday. And then I check out, and then there's Charlie in there. And I was like, oh shit, Charlie, that's cool. And then I see he's like fucking grinding. Charlie was out here grinding almost on a daily basis, just charting and talking crypto for since like 2017, or like since 2018. I'm sorry, since 2018, grinding. And then I just found his email. I found him on Twitter. He's like, and I sent him a tweet like, "You want to do a show together?" But in my head, I was like, "You want to be my friend?" like that's kind of like, and I was like, hey, whoa, I'm a Red Pill guy too. We should do it. We should definitely do a thing. I have a podcast. You want to come on the podcast? He was like, all right, sure. He went on the podcast, and then he's like, hey, you want? And then he's like, you want to come on my YouTube channel? Yeah, sure. And then from there, we're like, yo, we should make a show called, like, we should have a show or something every like Sunday or something. I was like, yeah, dude. And then from there, we're like, dude, let's call it Moon Gang. Yeah, let's call it Moon Gang. So we came up with the name Moon Gang, and then we've been doing it every Sunday since.
Nice.
Since we're on show 60 weeks.
Wow.
Since doing Moon Gang.
That's a whole year plus 8 weeks, bro.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and then not to give Wave 3 TV out here a shout out too and stuff like that's my homie, bro. That's my me and him were shitting on Decentraland and having like fucking doing shenanigans in the NFT market back then. We bought so much shit. Like, oh my god, it's the amount of Ethereum we spent on NFTs back in the day. It's sickening.
Wow. That's crazy.
Oh my god!
Let me ask you something. How do you sell an NFT? Is that really something that's possible?
Yeah, of course it's possible. You would normally sell it either on its own marketplace or you would sell it on OpenSea.
Got it. Okay.
OpenSea is like the main place you want to look at. It's really where all the liquidity is and stuff. Well, not the so there's liquidity because everything's based in Ethereum, but it's mostly it's the main sales page to find everything.
Right.
And I would definitely check out OpenSea. And this is like that's probably like. If there was ever when Facebook started acquiring companies, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So when Facebook started acquiring companies, one of the biggest steals in the century was like they bought Instagram for like $1 billion or something, right? And at the time people were like, "Fuck, why would you spend $1 billion on a company that makes no money?"
Yeah,
not fucking understanding what they had there,
right?
So, Andreessen Horowitz, the biggest VC in the entire space, was the lead investor in the round A for OpenSea. I remember if you probably look at some of the old Moon Gangs and some of the old shows I've done in the past and stuff, and I've said that on a podcast maybe a long time. I'd have to find it, but I was saying that I was saying that like that was probably the most undervalued company in all of crypto. That OpenSea. Eventually, you'll be able to buy. We'll be buying real estate on that. That's the next Amazon.
Okay.
Is OpenSea. If you haven't been on a fucking OpenSea, learn OpenSea. Check it out. Just be familiar with it. If they ever have a fucking token, they ever fucking sell equity, I am fucking backing the dump truck into that company. That is probably this is our Amazon basically.
Right.
Yeah. It's really like If you, that is some alpha. If you don't know, that's the alpha. That is some like Andreessen Horowitz is backing that shit. That means if Andreessen Horowitz is backing it, right? Even though BC is doing slimy shit in the background, but they're backing. That means they're allowed. That means they're technically. Like, if Andreessen Horowitz gets into something, that means that's the rubber stamp. You're allowed in the United States.
Right. Because he sets the standard in a lot of ways, right? Right.
And P. Willie's correct. Yeah, be careful. Don't buy every fucking dumbass. And 99 NFTs are stupid. 99.5% of all NFTs are fucking. You lose your money. It's stupid. But like an NFT you could make money on is like a lot of you sports guys. There's something called Top Shot.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
That's something you can make a lot. I have personally friends that became millionaires off of Top Shot.
Damn.
Multi-millionaires. Yeah. I got three buddies of mine. Yeah.
Proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, I mean, it's like this is what I said. Like all my friends became multimillionaires. All of them. Anybody that I became really good friends with and was like did stuff with, everybody that I know that stuck around and was in no matter what fucking section of crypto, the last people to really get paid were the NFT guys.
Right.
But every single fucking one became a multimillionaire. Everybody. And I swear, dude, everyone. It's fucking crazy. I was thinking about the other day. I was like, damn, we did. Anyone that was really about it, was yield farming. Anyone that was just a buying holder. Anyone that was fucking buying fucking stupid retarded Pikachus and shit. And everybody in every fucking sector, everyone made it.
Right.
Except our lawn shirts. That's correct. That's Cryptwave TV. Except our lawn shirts.
Lawn shirts. How about that? What was the lawn shirts?
It was basically so when Decentraland launched, they had launch event items when the game launched. So they had this black T. It actually looked exactly like this, except it had what did it say? I think it was like 5. I think it was like 5.5. 5.5 or 2.3 or 2. It's something like 2.3, 2020 or 2019 or something like that.
Right.
It's basically, it was a bunch of swag to show like you're an OG.
Right.
Yeah, so in the game, you'd have that launch shirt, and basically me and Wasabi were talking a lot about launch shirts and stuff and what it could do, and basically the price ran up from like at the time the price of launch. I was buying launch shirts for technically around a penny to 6 cents.
Wow.
And today these launch shirts are probably worth somewhere north of about $50 to $60 each.
Wow.
So I was buying like virtual clothes for like pennies on the dollar, and like I was just buying them all day and night. I remember I did like 2 all-nighters.
Wow.
Just like buying them, and I was on the slowest, jankiest fucking computer ever, like the jankiest computer ever. So I was just like. Like my computer was so slow back in the day, like it was like the fees were so like sometimes I would buy stuff and the gas fees were higher than the item I was buying.
Wow.
Yeah, and someone named Jason bought all the hot dogs. But it basically we were just buying all the items that we thought were going to be really, if the game was successful, these are the items you would really want, because typically when games launch or anything launches, you want the Gen 1 of anything. So right. So with Pokemon cards, right, it doesn't matter. Like you could have the first edition Charizard holographic worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Blastoise, Pikachu's. You have basically you kind of, if you know something's gonna be hot and you know it's fucking legit, like, oh wow, Pokemon. You buy the first ones of those, and then you buy maybe a couple key things in each little evolution in the genre. And that's it. So like even now, like even in something like a Yu-Gi-Oh, if you bought like if you still have like original unopened packs, or you have because this is just an extension of the collectibles game, of being a collector or in a flipper, is you like even stuff like the Blue Eyes White Dragon right now. That's like I think it's like $25,000-$30,000. For a first edition holographic Blue Eyes White Dragon that you could have bought at Target for $10 when you were a kid. I remember I had a bunch of them, so I was like, you know what I mean? Like the original Mario Party game, the original Mario game sold for $1.4 million. It's that sort of stuff. So it's this whole thing with nostalgia, which a lot of people have trouble kind of quantifying and knowing what it's worth. But typically, what it is you just have to look at demographics. So stuff when you were a kid that was popular when you were a kid is going to be worth a lot of money in the future. So, but it goes through a cycle, like an S curve, right?
Yeah.
And it's so when it launches, every kid wants it, and then after a while, it becomes not cool, or the kids grow up and they become teenagers and they start thinking more about sex and looking cool. So that shit becomes lame. So it's like, oh, that's for losers, or here's another example. Like, let's just say the PlayStation 1 was at the time you had all the games with PlayStation 1, and then the PlayStation 2 comes out. The PlayStation 1 games are now trash. And then years later, when we all get old, so what happens is, okay, those kids at that point, you eventually grow up, and it's usually around age 25 to about forever, pretty much. So when you get to the point where you start making enough money, you want to repurchase back your childhood. So some people front run it. That's a smart money. It's just like crypto. And then eventually, what happens is, like me, I grew up on Nintendo 64 from back in the day. So I mean, I have Nintendo 64, Mario Party. I have all the games and stuff, and controllers and stuff. Beat any of your asses and fucking bring it
real quick, just in case you got it fucked up.
Yeah, yeah, and then it's that sort of stuff, right? So those didn't appreciate as much and stuff and everything. That's just nostalgia because I want to buy it. But there's certain stuff like where they just shoot up like crazy because everyone starts getting affluent at the same time. So because there's this whole thing where like we're all individuals, right? We're all snowflakes. We're all different, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at all of us at a bird's eye view, we're basically all doing the same thing, just at different times, but we're all doing the same thing. So this whole thing, like, hey, we work a little bit, we get some money, we go to school, we start making money, we hook up with somebody, then we pair up, then we have kids. So it's a trajectory. It's just everyone's a little different on when they're like firework pops in that direction. But they all go in that direction. And of course, there's always outliers on the low end and the high side, of course. But generally, 80% of the population is doing the same thing around the same time. So typically around 25, everyone like a certain population. Like, let's just say all the people that are born in whatever year you're born in. You're 25 now.
Right.
That's 1997, probably. 1997 is 25, I think.
Yeah.
1997. If you're born around 1997, you're 25.
24. 24. Same
Oh yeah,
difference.
yeah. You start buying. You start going like, wow, I can buy games. So you start off in the beginning like you buy yourself. You can now buy yourself video games. You can start doing all this stuff. You start like, oh, I've always wanted that thing. Let me buy it for myself. Like, oh, those Jordans, dude. I remember fucking these. I've always wanted some Jordan 1s. Or I've always wanted the 3s. Like all the stuff that you get imprinted. So there's stuff that you can buy as kids, but then there's stuff that you wanted when you were a kid or when you were a teenager that you couldn't get because it was too expensive.
Right.
Like, so imagine that you always fucking like you grew up and you always wanted that. Like, oh, I remember when that I don't know, some Corvette or like it at different point. Everyone gets imprinted with something different. So something when you were a kid was like, wow, and at some point you're going to get rich enough where you can go buy it.
I wonder what that thing is. That's something I don't have at the forefront right now.
Yeah,
that's crazy because it's kind of true, right? When you think about it.
Right. Oh, dude, 94. No, we're almost at a 9.5 cents right now. Damn.
Yeah, shit keeps popping, bro. I had to pull that trigger. Whoa.
But yeah, that's the sort of stuff. So it's like if you know these sort of things, like all this stuff does translate really well to crypto. Like it's all just knowing about little markets. Like another thing too. Some of the biggest. Let me think. Some of the biggest people that I know that make a lot of money in crypto are all played video games.
Wow.
Almost everybody. Anybody, like it's all they're like the richest people in crypto are all RuneScape players and World of Warcraft and StarCraft. It's all Blizzard people basically.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's kind of insane if you think about it.
Yeah, that is insane because I'm nothing like that. So I don't even know how I ended up here.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, you don't have to buy nostalgic stuff, but I'm mostly talking about like you're at some point there's gonna be something that you always wanted when you're a kid. Did you maybe forget about it, but you remember about it?
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh yeah, I always wanted the Jordan. It's like that's why Jordans are like, yeah, because like Jordan was like so like prolific, you know, and stuff, and he was the man that like a lot of kids didn't have the money to buy the shoes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's that sort of thing. Like you just can't buy the shoes, you know.
I
And
think the cheapest pair of Jordans ever were like $90. I don't think they were really cheaper than that.
Yeah, especially how strong the dollar was back in the 90s,
right?
In the 80s and stuff. Like, man, like, well, the 90s, I should say. The 90s, it was like, yo, $100 pair of shoes was that's in comparison. Even though I hate how inflation's counted. Like $100, like $100 in the 90s was like $120 today. That's a fucking lie. That's a lie. That's definitely wrong. It was way more in purchase what you could really buy because they rate everything off of just milk and eggs and everything because they've gotten better at producing these things cheaper and they keep the prices down. So sure, you could buy the same amount or a little bit less, but that's wrong because the other stuff doesn't get that efficiency for the most part, or stuff that you really want goes up so substantially. So those $90 fucking Nikes that you really wanted when you were a kid, it's like in today's dollars, it would be like $400. You know,
yeah.
In comparison, like that because if imagine when you're a kid, like your parents were like, "Hey, Mom, I really want these $160 pair of shoes, dude." $160 when you were a kid.
That was a lot of money back then.
That was a lot of money. That was not just like, oh no, with inflation it's $250 today.
Yeah, no.
No, fuck no.
$160 back then was $160. Like that went somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure, bro. Like that. You know, it's funny because a lot of people don't really think about the difference in the value of money, right? And I talk about that all the time, but that is so important because that's why we got crypto, man. Because crypto is going to really be the thing that helps us kind of find that value that we're looking for when it comes to our money because we're trying to really make that money, right? And crypto, as we were just saying, it can afford you the opportunity to really just bust out, hit a lick, right? Because that's what it's all about. But a risk-adjusted trade, right? Because at the end of the day, you have the ability to do your homework in this space. You have the ability to, and we already know Hex exists, right? So that's something that you can take advantage of. And we are now 9.5 cents.
This is great. Would be nice if somebody just came in and just pushed that a little bit higher. Just give us that 0.5%. We're waiting on you. We have nothing better to do. It's a party. It's a party tonight. So let's see. Well, yeah, man. This is gonna be a big point in time for a lot of people. So you guys get ready. Prepare yourself. Yeah, I'm in crypto for the tech too. What up, X Mac, brother? Hope you're doing well.
In it for the tech, baby.
Yeah, aren't we all? But yeah, I was just saying, like, we're at 9.5 cents. This is gonna be a pretty big period in time for a lot of Mexicans. So
Definitely.
they're gonna. Oh, U.S. regulators are moving to crack down on U.S. access points into the crypto sector. Yeah, they're getting really mad. They're losing control here, and this is why we gotta keep on pushing and not let up, because these people have nothing better to do than try to keep us under control. So we got to make sure we shake out of that shit, and it's easy. Just use your brain.
I mean, me and Wales got together and the price is almost at 10 cents. Coincidence?
I think not.
Right.
They know what's coming.
Fuck yeah, dude. We're gonna hit 10 cents right now. We're gonna hit 10 cents.
Yeah, I got a feeling it's just 0.5 cent, bro. What's that?
Yes, let's get it.
Let's make it happen. I'm ready to not sleep at this point. Let's just keep this thing pumping.
Dude, right now when we went live, the price of Hex, I saw it as low as like 8.2, 8.1 cents.
Yeah, it literally jumped. It was 8.4, something like that. I remember. The next thing I know is 8.9, and then the next thing I know is 9.5. I'm like, whoa, it's crazy.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right, you guys. God damn, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, hit the like button, you guys. Make sure to hit the notification bell, man. I'm gonna be streaming again in a couple days as well. I'm finally gonna get our regular schedule. It's gonna be pretty much my streams are gonna be at late night, and then once I set up everything, my streams will most likely be in around noontime PST to probably 3:00 PST.
The luxuries of being able to do a day stream.
Yeah, I hustled for quite a long time on my business to be able to.
Oh, I already know, bro. I'm just talking shit because it's a good feeling, right? To be able to just have the ability to do as you see fit, because that's what it's about, man. That's success. That's freedom. That is what we're looking for. You know, everybody. So.
I'll throw a poll. I'll throw a poll on Twitter, and I'll let you know what I'll do is I'll throw a poll on Twitter later today, and I'll have it run for a day or so. And you guys let me know what time would be better, because I can do night times or I can do sort of middle of the day and stuff. But I ain't doing mornings. Never.
You know, it's funny. Never. I think a lot of people do night streams, so middle of the day would actually probably be good, assuming people are able to watch.
Oh no, definitely, yeah. I mean, it is good for the Europeans and Asians in the nighttime, but
that is true.
Middle of the day is better for the Americans, I would guess, for people get off of work and stuff. So, either one. I mean, I'm just gonna try to do. I just try to get around the way I usually do it. I mean, there's a lot of other YouTubers that are like, "This is my schedule. It's at this." Me, I just I get my stuff done, my research, consultations, and other stuff I'm doing, and then I stream. I don't care. I'll stream at 3 a.m. Like whenever I have time, I stream.
Right.
That's the thing with me, and then that's a sort of like there's sometimes when you become. I mean, this is a little deal I did with myself. America. That's right. P. Willie. America. This was a deal I did with myself a long time ago that says if I ever made it, or I ever got to the point where I could stop working and just do crypto or do something full time, or even with my own business, with my other businesses, I said I was going to wake up whenever the fuck I wanted to wake up. But when I'm awake, I'm going to be hustling.
Right.
So that's good. from a kid, I hated waking up early. Since I was a kid, I hated it. I still hate it to this fucking day. I hate waking up fucking early for anybody, for anything. You have to it has to be really to get me out of bed to wake me. I hate waking up early. I tell this to my girl. I tell this to my parents and shit. I tell this to everybody. Like they're like Miguel's has always been the same. He's hated waking up in the morning. Yeah, I hate waking up in the morning. Fuck that. To this day, I hate that. Like, but I'll do it because I'm a man and I'll do what I have to do. But like,
right.
Like, I wake up when I wake up, and then I get to work.
Right. That's it. Just get it out the way, bro. Don't even think about it.
No, but it just makes me like, fucking like I'm not a morning. I'm a night owl, 100% night owl.
You over here going in, yeah, I can tell, bro.
No, it's just I tell people like I made a deal with myself like that because I was like, okay, Miguel, if I'm gonna become self-employed because I was working for somebody in the past, right? And then I became self-employed. If I'm gonna take this leap and I'm gonna work as hard as I can, I gotta give myself some little something. So I said like, okay, I'll wake up because back in my other job, like I had but way long time. This is when I was 18, 19 and stuff. I had to wake up at 6 a.m, 5 a.m. all the time.
Wow.
To like work and stuff to get ready and shit. And I said, fuck that.
Yeah, I don't miss those days. I used to have to do that when I was in the military, man. I wake up at the crack of dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Shit don't make no sense. You just up at 4:30 for no reason. Like, what the fuck is going on and why? And you're just awake, man. There's just nothing you can do.
Yeah, I knew there's a reason I couldn't sleep. Yeah, I mean, the thing is like most people that I find in crypto are night people. They're night owls for the most part. I mean, you got to think about it, right? Like, there's this whole thing. Like, the reason a lot of us like don't want to go to sleep, if we're just being honest, is because our day's stolen from us because of work.
Yeah,
we're working some job that you don't want to do. And I get because but hey, we're men and we're women and stuff. We got to do what we got to do. We do, right? But there's a reason why like you don't want to go to sleep because it's like, so that's why you start burning the candle at both ends, Shout out to Dangerously Stupid, 2 a.m. East Coast, baby.
Oh.
There you go.
That's a 2 a.m. special.
Yeah. Oh. When you got money, you wake up whenever you want. Makes no sense to be walking around when it's 100 degrees. Wake up at 5 p.m. Breezy.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's a little late, bro. But yeah, sure.
I mean, it makes sense.
It does. There is here. Okay, so once you do get to a point where like, all right, I can stop working. Cool. Or at least like I'm gonna be full-time crypto, which is the most dangerous words to say ever in the world. I still don't even want to say it. Like,
yeah, don't.
That shit scares me. That shit scares me.
Just say you got your freedom, bro. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And you're trying to keep it because that's not easy.
Hi, this is Dollar Cost Crypto, and I'm full-time crypto. Market crash. Like, oh.
Back to full-time burger flipper.
I mean, basically, like, fuck, man. It's almost like an omen or something. Like, you guys, hey, I'm really proud to announce you guys that I'm full-time crypto, and then the market goes like
flat.
Hey, you guys, I've decided to quit my job. I've gotten a really big client. He's going to pay me a lot of money. Hey, Miguel, you know what? We've decided because of the economy, we're just going to go some other way. But I just quit my job. Sorry.
957 all time. Fresh high.
Damn.
What up, Maddie?
Maddie. What's going on?
Yeah, this is sick, man. I hope we can watch this thing hit 10 cents live, bro. It's gonna be
old poster right now.
It's gonna be something to see.
Yeah, I mean, I hate traffic tue and stuff. So, like, that's actually was a strategy for my business, my landscape business, actually. It was like, all right, so everybody goes to work around the same time.
Yep.
Right. So I this is how fucked it, because I had to drive my trucks and I had to drive my crews and stuff. We had to go different places all the time. Mm-hmm. So I figured out if we start, I mean, this is like breaking sacrament, like in that industry, in construction and landscaping stuff. You're supposed to be waking up super early, right?
Right.
But then everyone's waking up super early, so you end up in traffic anyway.
Yep.
Yeah. So
you gotta wake up before everybody or leave after everybody. You can't leave with everybody.
Right, because like at least with the niche I had, like I had a bunch of customers. I had customers that were really really rich, like these multi-millionaire customers, and they pretty much didn't want anybody early anyway. So what was going on is a lot of these companies were essentially servicing really like they were servicing either like malls or really like basic. It's got to be essentially corporate or just or what do you call that? I'm sorry, I'm like so tired for some reason. Oh my god, the coffee's starting to wear off, you guys. It's the commercial properties.
Right.
A lot of commercial properties don't pay shit. A lot of people, like, unless you got like a really big like you're doing like the I don't know the main building for fucking like Walmart or something. You're doing some really big place like. Yeah, I find rich people and most of my jobs start after 10 exactly. So what I did is I niche. Okay, I'm a small outfit. What can I do to make money? Okay, obviously I can't. It's just like having a product, right? If you start a product off, you want to have a product that's higher ticket price, so you have more margin in there because you're going to have less volume because you are going to have less volume because you're small. So same thing. So I was like, okay, let me make sure that I've got my outfit. So I'm hitting the higher end of the market so they can handle higher prices. It starts late. I mean, literally. So what I did is like I would just wake up late. I would just be able to sleep in a little bit more because I was doing crypto stuff in the nighttime, and then and then it's that sort of thing. So okay, Nomics, I see you. Shoot, but it's that sort of thing where like you would wake up later.
Yeah.
And then work, and then there'd be no traffic. You'd get to those big clients and stuff. All you have to do is set your appointments. It was like, hey, I'll be there at 10, be there at 9:30, I'll be there at 11. And then you can
plan your day. Be up early either. They're trying to like have their morning or whatever the hell they're doing.
Because anyone who really has like, if you finally got money and stuff, and you can actually do your own schedule, why the fuck you wouldn't be doing shit early in the morning?
Yeah. Unless you wanted to. Now I'm personally an early bird, but I can go. I don't need a lot of sleep. Like I'm still awake, and I've been up since like 5 a.m, so I'm okay.
Right, and then I find, and then the people, but I do find that the people like, so at least the clients that I knew that were up early, they were up early because they were taking kids or waking kids up for school or stuff like that, and then they were going to the gym. Right. And then I'd be catching a lot of clients coming back from the gym or from walks and stuff. A lot of them do a bunch of group walks, and then they're back at their property at 9 or something or 10. So they've been up that early and they go to sleep early, but they want people there in that part of the day when they come back from their exercise and their kids or and that sort of stuff, and or some of their early business.
Right.
And that's the sort of thing. So, but I mean, everyone's different. This is just my experience, pretty much, is what I'm trying to tell you guys. But that, and then from there, you just pick your niche, and then you go hard in the day, and the thing, because like you also want to go, you want to hit at places where the competition is less as well. So you have to look like, and that's what a lot of people don't focus on, is like you want to look for places where there's less competition, so you can essentially kind of not mafia it up, but you want to essentially like have a
competitive advantage, right? You want to give yourself as much opportunity as possible. There's nothing wrong with that, especially if you can get away with it. Why not? Everybody else does it.
Yeah. And you guys, I'm talking about servicing properties. I'm not talking about actually owning the commercial properties, obviously. Woo! Almost there, baby.
9.59 cents.
9.59. Getting close.
I'm getting very close. It's a beautiful thing, man. Beautiful thing. Yeah. Making history here, real time, folks.
Yeah, but just do it. If you're a morning person, be a morning person. But there's a certain point you got to have that conversation with what type of person am I?
Right.
Like literally what am I? Like.
Yeah, that's actually very important. I try to talk about that often, not in that way, but you do got to know yourself if you want to actually try to achieve some kind of success. Because again, at the end of the day, the only competition is against yourself, right? Like you're not competing. Like you can't be better than somebody that's completely different than you. That makes no sense. Right. It's not even apples to apples. So you can only really improve against yourself. That's why understanding that and self-reflection are two of the most important things that you can do as an adult, because that's what helps you actually become better in like real time. You know what I mean? Like we're all gonna make mistakes. But being able to catch the fact that you made a mistake and adjust to it like really quick, like that's super important. Like that is going to set your life up in a way that you just weren't ready for it, man.
That's what's up, Children of the Grave.
For myself for the last 7 months. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to do that now too, man. Like I'm really trying to break away. I've never ever like outside of trading, which isn't really working for yourself. I've never
Yeah.
worked for myself. So this to me is gonna all be new. So it's gonna be interesting. So
It is amazing not having your own boss, but then it also, the thing is like, I would say a lazier person's better off having a boss than not having a.
yeah, it's a double-edged sword if you're not responsible, right?
You got to be responsible, and then but it's the sort of thing where like you work even harder in your business, but then that gives you the chance, like what I love about it is like you definitely work harder than you would do for working for somebody else. Sure thing, but it does give you the ability to the flexibility is really what's so great about it. Like you could, like, if you schedule shit, like, because you're the boss of your own schedule, you can schedule things off, or you can have a Thursday off to pick up your daughter or your son, or you can have a date night or like go on a trip or something. There's ways for you to finagle things around where you're at a job, you don't control your schedule.
Yeah, you don't control nothing. When you work for somebody, you gotta just sit in that motherfucker and enjoy it and smile and be happy about it, even though you're freaking pissed, upset, and ready to kill somebody.
Yeah. So at least from what I figured out from crypto, most of the people in crypto are also night owls. Almost everybody is. So right now, like it's about midnight. It's almost midnight over here. I know in the East Coast it's fucking almost 3 a.m.
Yeah, it's 2 a.m.
Yeah. So I mean, so it's the whole thing with like most people stay up pretty late, and because everyone stays up late, the dudes that are actually independently wealthy, they're usually sleeping in the morning.
Yeah. That's
and
true.
So that's why you're like we're in the equities market's a little different, where everyone's waking up at a certain time.
Yep.
This market's different.
Futures markets, you up, you crack at the dawn, you getting ready at 7 from when the markets open at 8:30 or 8:20, depending on what you trade, because those markets are really still 23.5. Like they really only close for an hour a day. So if you're trading them, you got to be ready, right? And I mean, there were points in time, bro, where I was trading almost 24 hours. Like it was fucking crazy, man. Like, wow, the things I put myself through. Like, yo, it's crazy when you don't really see the big picture, the things that you do. And that's why Hex is so critical, because it helps you, it forces you to slow down and take a look at what you're doing. And that's like like for the guys that had the foresight to create the staking ladders and buy themselves time, right? Like you bought yourself time every year for a year. Like that shit is critical, man, because now you're going to get your payment once a year, and it's probably going to be more than enough in fiat terms to keep it moving.
Right.
And that shit is key, man.
Yeah, and so it's 24 hours, but like with crypto, there is this whole point where like you just pretty much got to pick your time zone when you're trading or doing anything.
Yeah,
and that just is what it is. But crypto's 24/7.
Same thing. It's the same thing. You gotta pick your spots. You gotta figure out what works for you. Right. It's all the same thing. Like trading is trading, and investing is investing. It doesn't matter the market. You just got to be smart about what you're doing. And like you said, you got to pick your spots, right? Because that's very important. You don't want to be up 24 hours a day. You're going to end up killing yourself with the decision making. Like you're going to end up burning out.
Right. It's that sort of thing too. So yeah. I don't know. I've thought about switching up my sleep schedule a little bit and sort of trying to wake up earlier.
I play with my sleep, dude. I've done the craziest shit with my sleep. There was one period of time where I was sleeping like 3 hours, waking up, staying up for like 6, maybe 9 hours, going to sleep again for 3 hours, waking up. Like I've done all kinds of crazy things with my sleep schedule just to see. And your body just takes a little while to get used to it. It's gonna always suck at first. And again, I was in the military, so you wake up early there all the time, and you just get used to it. You just get used to it, and only what time can you break that habit after it sticks? Because it's a tough one to break.
We getting there.
Oh shit! I'm not watching the chart. Ooh, 963. Let's go.
Yo, everybody, I have a plan. If we all buy $25,
coordinated attack. Let's do a DDoS on a motherfucking Uniswap.
One Ethan, everybody. One Ethan, everybody.
One
One
Ethan,
Ethan.
everybody. Now, let's get this
Yeah.
thing pumping. Get
Hey.
this to $10.
Like, I mean, everyone's gonna be like, I just bought one ETH.
That's it. Too funny, man.
Right.
Jeez, I think 965, another high.
Ooh-wee.
Yo, they're not playing games today. Holy shit.
Shout out to all my hexagons, dude. I know some people, man. How much they got right now, man? God damn, they made a lot of money right now.
Yo, yeah, man. Shout out to all the hexagons that are OGs
Yeah.
and got like millions of hexes sitting there. You doing good right now. You looking real good right now.
Looking icy, man. Shit.
Right.
I gotta put the other. I gotta put the green ones on right now.
About to start talking some rap shit on this motherfucking
I know,
track.
right?
Like damn, like you guys got money. Yo, congratulations, seriously, to everybody. Boom.
There we go. Green
Wow,
ones right
wow,
now. No more. They started bearish. They went green. Shoo.
Yo, word up. I wish I was an OG too, man. Hoping this P-Hex gives us an opportunity because it's going to start at 0. So if you're able to get in there and not mess around, you're going to be good. You're going to be good. But
Well, I got some green room stuff to tell you about P-Hex.
man.
I can't say it on here, man, because
Yeah.
I feel like I know some people that are listening that I'm just like, man, I'm trying to keep quiet.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. I already know. I'm out here living with a dream. Trying to live a dream. Just wishing. But we'll see, man. I'm gonna like take the day off and everything. Like whenever this shit happens, I'm gonna stop whatever I'm doing. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
this is gonna be serious.
This whole sacrifice chamber, man, this is like what I'm paying attention to for the next weeks.
Yep.
This is what it is.
Exactly. This is exactly what it is for the next few weeks. 9653521. Boy, we about to pop, man.
Woo-wee.
We are definitely about to pop.
I'm gonna try to put my glasses with my glasses, man. I cannot see in those things. Those things are so dark. Damn. Let me see. Oh shit, they actually fit. Oh fuck.
Boom.
There we go.
Boom.
Woo! Come on, baby.
Oh, 971, homie. 9.71496 cents, man. We gonna make it happen tonight, baby. It's gonna be 9.75. Let's go. Hell yeah, we gonna get this thing cracking. Yo, it's too bad we're not in Vegas right now. I wish this would have happened in Vegas. Yo, we would have fucked Vegas. Motherfuckers would have flew in just for that. What's up?
Wales, throw me the link where you're watching the price. Everyone wants to see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll throw it in the chat right now for everybody.
No worries. I'm watching on the Uniswap.vision. That's the one that I'm looking on right now.
Let me just throw these guys.
Yeah.
Go, sirs.
Look at Jimmy Him. It needs to go back to 7 cents. Look, bro, this needs to go back to 1 cent if you ask me, because we know where this is going. And it's hard, man. I've been talking about it since I freaking started streaming. I told people this shit was a beast. Nobody really understood why. And do yourself a favor and go to the bottom right and click log.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Yeah, whenever you can. But just so it looks right.
Yeah. I mean, it looks pretty nice. It looks pretty nice the other way, too.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all the same, right? It's just boom. In your face.
Boom, bop.
Oof, 9.767. 5. Damn, man. This shit is wild, bro. This shit is wild.
Damn.
Yo, this is crazy. I
mean, 10K. Wait, is that right? I guess that's right. Yeah. I can't believe 10K hex costs $175. Damn, man.
Yeah, it seems absurd. Yeah, it's not.
Dude, I remember days where it was like $200 for 1 million hex.
Yo, I talk about that all the time, and that's what I'm saying. Like, oh my god. If only. And yo, the thing that kills me the most is at that point in time, I had mad money. Like I would be so motherfucking retired right now. It's not even funny. Like I think about that shit like every day, dude. Like, wow. Talk about painful lessons that I've learned in 2020. Like keep an open mind, always be checking your rear, always educate yourself, always learn stuff, always try to improve. Like, yo, that cost me retirement. Being a knucklehead cost me retirement by a period of time of like 8 months, 7 months.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Oh, some schmuck sold. Pushed it back down 9.58 cents. But that's cool. We'll get them back.
Bobby, send it, bro. Send it. Buy it up. Send it, bro. Send it. Send it. Come on.
Oh man.
Send it.
Somebody's always gonna be selling. Let's see who this is here. Somebody sold 164,000 hex. Is that right? Nope. 1,709,000 hex. That's what it was. Let's see. They have no more hex according to this. Let's see if they got any other wallets for you.
No, I ain't gonna say who, but I had somebody tell me, Miguel, you should sell some. I was
crazy to be selling anything right now. Shit.
Yeah.
Now's the time to buy. This thing about to go.
I had a lawyer tell me that and shit in terms of like just like they didn't know they were getting into crypto and they told me that like, you know, Miguel, you should really diversify and get some stuff. Sorry, your profession's law, mine is cryptocurrencies. I'm fine.
Let's talk about that for a little bit, right? Because we talked about that a little bit earlier, but
yeah.
I think that's like important to talk about, right? Just like it's important to talk about keeping some liquid hex because it seems that there's been some miscommunication. So let's touch on those two things. First one being just, diversification, right? It's a story that's told, but it's a process that you have to learn, and that's something that you did highlight earlier, and it's very true because at the beginning, right, you go by what you see, what you're told, and it's easy to think that makes sense because what else do you know? Right. So the funny thing about that is, and it seems like this person is all out of hex, whoever this was that just sold. So
well, thank God.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any other wallets. So.
C'est la vie.
Yeah.
And P. Willie, that's actually a great point right there. Is like hex is not mainstream right now. That's the fucking beautiful thing.
Yeah, no, it's not mainstream.
You guys are getting, over to obviously there's gonna be, at some point there's gonna be correction. There's gonna be a correction at some point. Just fucking be aware of that. But when this starts becoming more and more mainstream, like it's you've sort of got the wind at your sails right now. Right. It's pre yeah, thank you, Wade. Dude, I have this. I'm calling you Wasabi. I'm sorry, bro, but like pre-viral and stuff. Like we haven't hit that. We haven't hit that wave 3 TV yet. We haven't hit that wave 3 just yet. Like
we're just entering the expansion phase, so to speak.
Yeah, and I've seen the golden chart. I've seen it. I've seen the golden chart and stuff. I have a picture of it. I took it with the cell phone with the potato. I got it. I got it. And wave 3 made it. We know what we're talking. We've seen, and it's glorious. Like the prices we could hit next year.
Oh yeah, next year's gonna be crazy because this is just getting started.
Yeah,
this is just getting started. This is literally just the start. I mean, you can't. The people that are selling now, they're gonna be very mad next year.
Oh my God, man! It's gonna be so different unless you already got hex sticks that have hundreds of thousands or millions of hex. It's gonna be a bitch to get hex.
Yeah, you're gonna be very mad.
Like, I'll give you a little hint. Like, we're going multi-dollar.
Oh yeah. We're definitely gonna see $10 by next year. I'm not.
You think $10 really? Ooh, okay.
Yeah. By next year, yeah.
Shit, dude, even if we hit $1, that's a fucking.
I was talking $10 this year, and here's the thing: if the market cracks, but check it out, this guy has a shit ton of stakes left.
Well, yeah. How
Oh,
much space you got?
AA referrals. He has a whole bunch of AA referrals, is what it is.
Oh
18.9
my god, I almost said the
million.
name.
18.9 million AA referrals.
I think I know who it is.
Yeah, somebody with AA referrals.
Yeah.
It's clearly somebody that was active in some way, shape, or form.
I put it in the private.
How about that?
Hey,
Makes sense. It makes sense though.
makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I know who it is.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
We're watching you.
We watch, and I know what you do with the money, but I know, bro. I know.
Right. Yeah. I wish I would have found this early, man. Oof. Hex is a beast, bro. Hex is a beast.
Right.
But you know what's cool? When you come to understand the fallacy of diversification, it kind of makes decision making easier
Right.
because now you realize you really have to make the wise choice, not a bunch of choices,
Hmm.
right? Because it's like when you find yourself and you're looking at all these promise coins, right? And it's like, well, damn, which one do I pick?
Right.
Right? Which is the best one? How do I make sure that I'm allocating my capital to the best possible rate of return?
Right.
Because again, all we're trying to do is compound every action that we take. We're trying to compound our money. So what is it exactly that we're doing when we're picking these coins, right? And we gotta like sit there, think about it, make sure it makes sense, make sure the tokenomics makes sense. Like Hex was probably one of the hardest things to figure out
Oh yeah.
because of the design, right? And it has so many moving parts because everything is like a gear, right? It's like a watermill or whatever, right? Like you got come on, man. You got all these moving parts, and these moving parts really create this one big thing that just goes up and to the right.
Right.
Right? And even when it goes down and sideways, it's really just people exiting and people are just coming in and buying it right back up, and that's it. It's like it didn't even happen. It's crazy. So it's the design of it and all of those aspects, right?
Yeah.
You sit there and you try to compare another crypto to it, and it's like, well, what am I really doing here? What am I looking at? Because this kind of just looks like it's thrown together and whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes compared to Hex, that's how things look,
Yeah.
right? Because everything is buttoned up over here. So it's just a different view. It's hard to not seem like a maximalist, right?
Yeah. You do need a certain portion. You do like that. That's a great conversation. Like to go into that as well. Like, let me just answer types of motions thing right here. Like this is probably the right. Yeah, price is going to go up violently and go down violently, and yeah, fools get chopped.
Yeah.
Stick to your long term plans. If all right, like you guys, it's a-okay if you want to sell some Hex. Don't let anyone ever tell. It's your fucking money. It's your money. But let's just if you just don't overcomplicate things. Let's just say for some reason in your head you're like, I need 16 cents. 16 cents is the number, and that's your plan. Just sell it when it gets to that price. That's it. Done. Calm down.
Keep it simple.
Simple. No, I gotta rejigger it. So if I buy 16 cents and then I'm able to then buy back in at like 12 and a half cents and then it goes back to 16 cents and then I'm able to take a loan out on my Ethereum and stuff and then
I mean, look,
bro,
you gotta realize this is just the beginning of this move, right? So if you're gonna sell, make sure you're selling for a reason. That's all I say, because that's the biggest thing. Because you don't want to be the guy that sells at 10 cents when this is clearly going at $10.
Right.
And higher, because again, this actually provides economic value, man. There's nothing else out there that's doing that. So just don't forget that. I understand the price is nice if you bought at half a cent, but what about the rest of the move?
Right.
Like it's not over yet. Like we trying to change lives out here. Don't forget it. Do the math.
Yeah,
Crazy.
a lot of us Hexagons, we never even thought of dollar. Dude, we thought, man, we were like, we were like starry eyed in the sky, like, oh my god, if one day we ever get to a penny, that would be the day. Wow, a penny? You think?
Yo.
Miguel, you think we'd ever make it? Yeah, maybe. You know, like.
Bro, when I came on the scene and I was talking $10, motherfuckers thought I was crazy.
Oh, dude, I remember that. Yeah. People were talking shit, dude. They're like, what? Yeah, I remember.
They didn't understand the vision, boy, because I'm on Wall Street. How the fuck you gonna tell me I'm wrong? What the fuck do you know?
Mm-hmm.
All bullshit aside, right? Because this is not a promise coin. God damn it. Like this is something that's gonna actually move people when they figure it out. Like, look at this whole community that's surrounding this coin. This is not a coincidence. This is a function of the product. Pretty simple. Like, look at the level of analysis that's being done on this. You're not seeing this in any other crypto community, period.
Right.
Well, let me rephrase, promise coin community, excuse me. Because you got to keep things straight, right? Making sure that you're looking at what you're looking at is key, right? Because a lot of times it's easy to get fooled into thinking you're looking at something that's very shiny. It looks very nice, looks very polished, but in reality, it's just a setup, you know, and that's common. Like you see that a lot in crypto, actually, in the promise coin space. So you have to be very careful because this is how people get rug pulled.
Right.
This is how all of a sudden you're Mark Cuban and you're pumping something, and the next minute you're getting rug pulled by the thing you were just pumping, and you're a fucking somebody. So how are you immune and you're not anybody? Right? You have to be very discerning. Like crypto, it's a must. So this is another reason why I'm like, you know, you're gonna sit here, you're gonna claim to be some type of expert, but yet you're bashing Hex and you're talking crap and all this. You don't get to just come back and act like nothing ever happened. Like, I'm sorry, that just isn't how it works. You got to have a modicum of professionalism. You know what I'm saying? Be the bigger person. Earn your way back in. You don't just get to waltz back in. You're not important. I'm sorry. Nobody here is. So you got to get out of here with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really
This is there, Jordan the Crypto. Yo, he nailed it on that one, yo. You nailed it on that one, Crypto, because that's true.
No, I feel him on that. And, you know, we didn't even get to that whole conversation about diversification, actually. We really haven't gotten to that. Like,
true.
So, okay. So what happens in crypto, especially if you're paying attention, you're not like early-ish, or you're in, you get on a coin when the ecosystem's starting, Pulse and other stuff like that, is over time that bet or that amount of money that you put in multiplies quite significantly because it's crypto, and it becomes pretty much the biggest one of your bags. So you could have sort of a thing where, like, let's just say you put 10% of your portfolio in a coin, and that thing goes up so much that it's like it becomes like 90% of your portfolio. Yeah. That stuff happens a lot in crypto. So there's this whole thing where, like, you can still keep buying into it, which is fine, but there does come a point where, like, I've had conversations with people where, like, their coins, like, they have a huge bag of something, and sometimes it's okay to sell some to get other coins if those people are in that, like, sort of mentality. But it becomes sort of a thing where, like, I almost count. This is the way I personally do it, as I don't really count my Hex bags as my portfolio,
right?
As well as my Celsius stuff. I don't count that because it's skewed my stuff so much. So it's like I always try. What I do is I always keep looking for, like, new sort of things, but I don't really sell too much of my other coins. I'm a hold holder. But occasionally you can use a little bit of Hex or Celsius, or, like, for me, Celsius and stuff, to then do other stuff, to kickstart stuff, and then use your money and just keep trying to look for stuff. But as the opportunity is there, if you have a lot of conviction on something, just keep dollar costing in. Like, I fucking, like, it didn't work out. I mean, it worked out, but it didn't. Like, I could have made more money on other coins, but, like, I mean, I DCA'd in something like Litecoin since, like, 2016. Till, like, up until like let me think, maybe January this year.
Wow.
That's how much of a
buying for 5 years straight, basically.
5 fucking years straight. Yeah, I still got most of them too. I did start diversifying out of it a little bit and putting money everywhere, which ended up being the right move. But it's that sort of thing where like that's the mentality you got to have. You got to keep accumulating these assets and like keep working, and especially if you know you're not going to be full-time crypto. Like, yeah, I like crypto a lot, but I want to just keep my job. Or some people really like what they do. That's perfect. Yeah,
that's fine.
Be passive with it. Have that passive income that gets off of this to buy all your nice stuff and just keep growing the baseline of it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
T-shares or anything, or like you only spend interest like that. That's a strategy. I mean, some people might not care. Like, sure, that there's the whole things with the dolphins and the turtles and the sharks and the whales and all this stuff. Wherever you're at, eventually with Hex, if you don't buy any more Hex, you will go down in T-shares.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. It could take a long time. Sure. It could take maybe 8 years. I think around the 8-year mark, it's basically inevitable. I mean, even if you do a 10-year, 15-year, it's really going to be like a little bit more.
Yeah,
that's
probably not. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's a long time already, right? And we already see what happens with the T-share rate now, right? Like it's already at 18,226, I think. Like this is zooming. Let me make sure what the rate is. Yeah, 18,226. So this thing is just zooming.
It's crazy. It's 2x higher than when it started. Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. It's not far. It's just like what 16% from there, 18% from there. Like it's not far.
Yeah. Man, I was talking so much Hex stuff to Wasabi back in the green room, back in the old days when we used to talk. And then one day he's like, yo, why don't I get into Hex? What the fuck?
Like, what am I thinking?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Man. But diversification, it's a funny thing because you kind of want to be in the best thing, right? But at the same time, you don't want to, you kind of have the feeling because of everything that you've been taught or told or whatever, that being in one thing or two things or three things is bad. But the thing you have to realize is that the pros don't even do more than 10, 12 things. Like they really don't. Like real talk, billionaire fund managers, like they're not doing more than 20 positions. And that's a lot.
Yeah, you can only pay attention to some sort of, I mean, that's something we teach inside the crypto mindset course, is that five coins is typically what you want. They're concentrated enough, and then the concentration is more weighted towards the top end than anything else.
Right.
Like, towards your main assets, but you do have some, like, we do have a limit of like 10 really, like you shouldn't go past 10, like honestly. Like, it's too much. Like we do with the way we tell people is like 80% of your money should be in those top 5 assets, and then you can have some people have that itch for trading, some have the itch for degen coins. That's me. That's me. I don't trade too much. I do swing trades here and there, but that's like, it's like 1 or 2 little things here a year, if that. Right. But like, oh man, I get into the shit coins.
Right.
That's my degen trading basically. But I do pretty good. I do pretty well with it. I mean, I have some stinkers where they just go done.
Yeah, I'm sure, bro. It's dangerous out there.
But that's how I keep my fucking sword sharp. You know, for me, like I got to keep up with what's going on in the streets and stuff, right? Like, and these ideas, and then I can bring these ideas to like the Hex community and all the other communities, and it's just like it sharpens everyone else.
Yeah, no, it's true, because you're out there, you're figuring out what's going on, right? And
right.
That's the only way to really stay ahead of the game, is by seeing what's actually being played.
Yeah. Oof. Let's see. I forgot to buy when it was 8 cents now. Now it's closer to 10. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Fitting the name, Lazy Abram. Good job.
Oh,
damn. That's just crazy.
I love the shades, man. Those shades are sick.
Yeah, they are sick. They fit them well.
I don't know if I should be offended at this because, like, I did the Mickey Mouse voice. I don't know.
Like, who are you talking about exactly?
Yeah. Like, oh boy, huh? When will we get this money?
You crazy?
We're going to get all our money into Hex.
No, you crazy, bro. But yeah, we definitely make
all the Chinese money into Hex.
That's next. We already got Chinese streamer, bro. There's already a Chinese streamer, so it's happening.
I've been working on this rant with Polkadot and Kusama and stuff with my Mickey Mouse voice that I've been. I'm not gonna say it goes hard. It goes hard. It's got Cardano in there too. It goes hard. I don't want to do all of it, but fuck, bro, it's so bad. Dude. I know if I do it, I'm probably getting that video taken down. I don't care. I'm gonna do it.
Yo, it's just so funny that you make that voice. Yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, I used to be able to do Goofy. I suck. I wouldn't even try it right now. It's so crap right now.
Yeah, Goofy's hard, right? Because you got to really change the tone and everything. Like it's not as easy as just.
Like York?
You got to do all this clickety clackety. Not straightforward.
I used to be able to do the like what's called Goofy really well. The hardest one that I could do back in the day was like Donald Duck. I used
to do Donald Duck.
Yeah, because it's like you have to start your voice off like that, and then go like that and stuff. The one that I never could do was like Woody Woodpecker. Never could do it.
Yeah, he's hard.
Fuck, my voice wouldn't go high enough to do it. My voice wouldn't go high enough to do it.
Yeah, you gotta. It's a hard voice to pull off. It's a high pitched voice, and then he has that crazy laugh. That laugh is hard as hell to replicate.
Yeah, it's really hard. But like I find that the Mickey Mouse one works really well. I mean, it's my favorite one. That's probably why I kept it up. But it's because it just works so damn well. Because like if you like where I got my Mickey Mouse voice was actually from South Park.
Oh really?
I do I don't do the classic Mickey Mouse voice. I do the South Park Mickey Mouse voice because he's like a cunt. He's like, what? Are you wait? Oh boy, huh? And then he's like a big bully when he comes to shit.
Yeah.
How are we gonna make all this money on these people? If we do not sell the coins, we're going to lose. I want money, and I don't care if selling your ass to slavery. I'm gonna get all the money.
Yeah, you're crazy, bro. Yeah, I know what you mean because I used to watch South Park.
Yeah, I mean, he has like you see a bunch of shit with like integrity. The South Park Mickey, South Park Mickey. That's the one I do.
You're crazy, bro. Your voice kind of switches to it too.
But it's really hard to do that voice because I channel the evil Mickey from South Park. That it makes me want to say really outlandish, crazy shit. It really, I can't. I don't like talking in the Mickey voice. I do a little Mickey stuff, but like I want to go crazy with it because like Mickey Mouse, every time he rants in the South Park show, so it makes me want to like say outlandish shit. Like crazy shit, because that's what he like half the time you see Mickey Mouse, he's beating people up or doing drugs. He beat up the Jonas Brothers.
Doing some gang shit in South Park.
Yeah, dude, it's the best. Put on those chastity rings back, boys. He's like kicking them in the face, beating them up. Yes, Mr. Mickey Mouse.
Oh man, yo. I remember Mr. Tree Fitty.
Man, woman, why'd you give him no Tree Fitty? He gonna come back every day and ask for some Tree Fitty.
Oh man, South Park is good.
You getting tired, man? Shit, we can end this right now.
I mean, shit is like they're playing games out here with 955. We can stick around. It's all good.
All right. DC Disney Rugs. It's coming, bro. I'm gonna do another stream. I'm gonna go hard in the paint, but I mean, you guys better like and subscribe and shit because that video is going to go down. I think it's gonna go down. I know the evil incantations to knock a video out. Shout out, Brand.
What up, XCOM? Yeah. Gas fees on com.
Yeah. It's a whole new world. It's a whole new rug for me to pull.
That's funny.
Mickey Mouse gets models under 18. Oh my god. God damn it, Zayden.
God, yeah, that's horrible.
At some point, I will do a 24-hour live stream.
Bro, I don't know if I can rock with that. That's a lot of
shit. Yeah, man. But it's a lot of shit, but I'm going to do it. Like, the next 24-hour live stream I'm probably doing is with my buddy, Plan C.
Gotcha.
When Celsius, because he was with me when I did the first Celsius live stream ever over New Year's.
Right.
When Cell hits $10, probably in a month or two. We're gonna do a live stream, and then I'll be on there, and then I'm probably gonna do my own a little bit afterwards, or maybe before. I'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, play it as the day goes by. I mean, that's a hell of a commitment, man. Seriously.
Oh yeah, I love. Man, it's fun. I just like No, here. Let me teach you guys the game on it a little bit. So what you do is when you do when you start it, you try to go as far as you can without taking coffee. That's the trick. That's what I figured out. Like, because the hardest part is depending if you start the stream in the middle of the day or the morning, wherever you start it, you just try as hard as you can, no coffee. I know it's so difficult. It's like if you look at I did a 24-hour live stream for Celsius. Like when I was running that one, I was like the first 3 hours, I'm just like I looked more tired in the beginning of the thing than I did at the end.
Because you were pushing it already at the end.
Yeah, I was just really, because I'm not a morning person. I'm not a morning. I just started mine in the morning, and then so that live stream ended at 3:00 in the morning my time. So I started at 3 in the morning and it ended at 3 in the morning the next day. So it was like January 1st, 2021. Yeah.
Damn.
Why is it? Yeah. The reason it's $10 is because I don't know. Plan C set it at $10 for some reason. I don't know why. But
sounds good to me. We'll rock with it.
I mean, I'm happy with the $10 sell. That's a lot of money, man. Shoo.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
Salute to whoever's been riding that train.
Oh, definitely, man. And shout out to my people who've been buying Yield token up, man. God damn, dude, that bitch is at 50 cents already. When I found out about Yield, it was like 21 cents, 30 cents. It's at 50 cents now. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Yeah, that's hard right now. Other than Hex, it's hard to get gains out here in these streets.
Very much so.
Mm-hmm.
So achieving anything is definitely pretty good.
It's a win. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't know about Hex at all, and they're just like, I keep forgetting the market is like. I keep forgetting how dick slapped the market's been.
Oh yeah.
Like it's been raining over here, but I mean it's been drought season, man. Over there in the rest of crypto. I mean, no wonder everyone's so sour about everything. Like the Hexicans and the Celsians have not been hurting in these streets. Mm-mm.
Nope. Everybody else is mad as hell though. Sucks to be
mad as fuck. Really mad.
Can't relate. Good luck, pleb.
I can't relate.
Surely cannot.
Yeah. Yields. I think a Yield's a good coin. Vesper too, but Vesper, like these coins, you just DCA in, with some side money and stuff. You get little positions here and there, and then when they boost up, you can use that money to buy Hex. That's kind of what I've been doing with some of what I do with my trading portfolio, which is like shitcoin, basically, the altcoin.
Right.
I use those. I put some seed capital in those things. They appreciate quite a lot. Then I use that capital to then get me the coins that I really want. So it's a way for me to triple up or 10x my money on it.
Right.
And some of these projects are so risky. I'm like, hey, this piece of shit, I ain't gonna hold this long term.
Yeah.
And then I'll take that money and then buy myself something good with it. Good long term stuff. Something
It makes sense because you're creating new capital, right?
Exactly. From the same thing. There's something I taught in the course. Like I taught people how to buy gifts. So the way you do it is, depending on how during the climate of crypto, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that whatever gift you want to get for somebody, divided by 5 or 10.
Gotcha. Invest
that much money into a crypto, and then you have the money for the gift, a vacation, a car, anything you want.
That's smart.
That's all you need. Like you want,
if you want it's true.
You want $100,000 fucking cocaine sweepstakes in I don't know in Mexico and TJ and stuff right there, and Hong Kong and shit. And then it only costs you $10,000 today, sir. A year from now, you'll have that binge if you want it.
You'll have the full freight if you need it.
Yeah, and then that's how I help myself. Like that's how I justify spending. Sometimes is like when I'm spending something big, I'm like, that shit only cost me like fucking like 10. Like it's like let's say I buy like a $10,000 thing or something. I'm like, man, it cost me like $400.
Justify that expenditure, huh?
Yeah, but there's a better way to do it, which is a little harder. Which what you can do with Hex is, or anything that yields, is you buy it and you spend the interest only. Because like with that other strategy I told you, you have to spend principal.
Right.
Right. So it's that sort of thing where like if you that's sort of where eventually you have to build up your assets and stuff. So what happens in crypto is that eventually you end up building up like what do you have confidence in? And once you have confidence, now we've entered the time and place where like everything yields.
Yeah.
Even shitty yield, but everything yields. Hex has got good yield, 40%. There's some really degenerate shit that's like crazy high yield, but it's like probably gonna go bad. And yeah. Wait until they're what? Oh, shout out to HexCon for the super chat. Wait until the Fahrenheitians come out. Wait, Fahrenheit. What does that mean?
Like Celsians.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, the opposite.
Oh. Hey, thanks, HexCon. Oh, yeah, the super chats are enabled. I just forgot about that. Yeah, you guys want to throw the questions out. We'll always answer the super chats first. Yeah. Yield at 40 cents. Yeah, it's not bad. What are you buying with all your hate coins?
Hate coins.
Yeah. Smart. I like that gift analogy, but my IB has always been rolling a snowball. Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely. I mean, like, yeah, you just do what works for you. I mostly, like, I just like, this is sort of stuff I used to do back in the day, like especially when I didn't have like a place to really put. Like, if you're in equities, you weren't really making money. You're pretty much in cash is better, but like basically. But like I would use apps like Acorns. I would save up like so. What I would hook up like a credit card or a debit card or something like that on there, and then I would just have it round up to like every time I make a purchase, it would charge my account like a couple cents and $1.
Right.
And what I would do is like over a certain period of time, I knew I wanted to get a gift for somebody, or I wanted some spending money, or I'd find a way like somehow if it's really hard for you to save money, like Acorns is actually a pretty good way to do it, especially if you're like less for money, because you can kind of figure it out. Is that let's just say you buy a coffee for something that's like $1, like I don't know, $3 or like $5.20. It'll just put away 80 cents for you.
Nice.
In that account, invest into something, but you'll never make much money on it. But the important part is that it's put it away for you. And then what ends up happening over like 3, 4, 5 months, you check back like, oh shit, I have $300-$400 in there, because you'd be surprised how many times you're swiping that card.
Right.
When you swiping that card, and you start seeing like, wow, you're basically every time you're swiping that card, you're cheese grading a little off of it, and that cheese ends up turning into the moolah. And then you take that money. This is what I did in the beginning to get like my crypto. Like literally, like I wasn't rich. I was not rich. Like I built everything for fucking working. And I took those little $100 here, $80 there, like, and I put it into coins. And then the same thing I did with Hex.
I mean, that's the way. That's why crypto's so important, right?
Yeah.
It gives the average person an opportunity to step up.
Right.
And that's what we need. That's all we need.
Pay the bills with hate coins.
There you go. That's a nice little motto.
Yeah, it's better if you could just take the money directly from your account. But it like a lot of like putting money away and stuff is figuring. It's kind of how you get your money. Some people get all their money every two. Like I know people that work in like grocery stores or something like that. And they get paid weekly. That kind of your check's smaller, so you have to kind of like part it away. Some people get paid on a monthly basis, and usually the people who get paid on a monthly basis are better at saving their money because they're used to ration. It has to last them the whole month. Or like other people, like it's every 2 weeks. And usually most around America, the average would say it's every 2 weeks. Cash. Yeah. So the way I would do it is like I would be doing a bigger job. I wouldn't get paid for that for like 2 months. 2 months, but then I'd have all these small jobs in the middle to live off of, and the big job came in, got that cash, that huge check, and then I'm just like, whoo,
yeah, for sure.
Go buy stuff.
Go buy stuff.
DCA during the sacrifice might be good. Hex price should make. Yeah, there's going to be points where I think the hex price during the sacrifice is going to crash. Of course, not sacrifice. Yeah, the sacrifice chamber. Yeah, at some points in the sacrifice chamber, there's going to be like it could go 6 cents. You could see it hit the 18, 25 cents, and then zoom down. And then zoom back up. If you're paying attention, you'll be able to catch some cheap hex and then just dollar cost in. And so you're like, you managed to buy on a wick. Let's just say a wick's down to 8 cents for some reason. And then it can go back to 14 cents and then you just throw it in. Cool. You got a bonus 40% more fucking USD value. Like that, it's beautiful.
Right.
Yeah. That was a great question. Thanks, Exmo. Yeah. So, Whales on, do you have any final things you want to say to everybody? It's getting kind of late now.
Just be on the lookout for any follow-up details for Pulse because, as we
Right.
know, this is a draft right now.
Mhm.
But be ready because we don't know when the bridge is actually going to go live, or
Right.
the sacrifice is going to actually go live. Right now we're at 9.62 cents. And just enjoy the ride, guys, because it's going to be a good one.
Hell yeah, man. So you can follow Wales Only at Wales Only 1 on Twitter and Wales Only on YouTube and stuff as well.
Yeah, I'm on Telegram too. Wells Only on there.
Hit 'em
T.me
up.
/ Wells Only.
Heck yeah. You can follow me at Dollar Cost Crypto. Obviously, Dollar Cost Crypto on YouTube. Make sure to follow and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Hit all right there, or like YouTube will be like a cunt and like unsubscribe yourself for some reason. And hit the like button, man. And thank you guys for showing and shit. More is coming, man. I'm gonna be streaming a lot more, so be on the lookout. Peace.
Boom.